you. I'm Danny. I'm here with Robin.
Hello, I am Robin.
And today we're here at Sony PlayStation.
Wow.
Look, it's the PlayStation. A little while ago, you've seen it already because we've played Sekiro together on it, but I got one of them newfangled Sony PlayStation 5s. And ever since we got one of these, I've wanted to play Astro's Playroom because I've heard it's absolutely adorable, and I've heard it's full to the brim of Sony PlayStation fan service.
I'm so excited. What's your wildest pick to see in here?
So I jokingly said I wanted to see Vib Ribbon, and one of our dear friends actually confirmed that Vib Ribbon, or specifically Vibri, is referenced in here.
Vibri's got to be in this game. Vibri's basically a mascot for the PlayStation, right?
I don't think that's true. I think we just have friends with very good taste.
Okay, but it's wasn't it made by the same person who also made Parappa the Rapper, right?
I don't think that's... Unless I'm very wrong, I don't think that's the case. I might be very wrong.
They're connected, but I may have been misled by a video game reviewer person on the internet.
If a video game reviewer said it, it's probably true then, because that's the Sony PlayStation.
Ooh. Similarly, on the subject of that video game reviewer who talked about the PlayStation, I'm hoping that we get to see Boku from Boku no Natsu Yasabi in here.
That would be nice. It's hard to express this, but the controller is wobbling in a very, very interesting way that I've never felt before.
Ooh.
That's me. Oh. So, this is going to be hard to express a lot of the things, because I know that Astro's Playroom was designed to show off the features of the Sony PlayStation 5. Should we start saying it normally at any point?
The PlayStation.
PlayStation. So it's got a lot of features that I have heard of but not really seen. I've not played that many PlayStation 5 games yet.
Yeah, how many people play on stream? Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade.
Yeah, we played the PS5 version of FF7R and that sort. Hello, Lynx. Thank you so much,
Lynx.
love.
Thank you so much.
You heard of the PlayStation? We're learning about it today. So this is kind of the first experience I have of the adaptive triggers stuff. It's really interesting. There's a very heavy resistance in a way that's not bad, but it feels like I'm really clicking something down when I'm making these jets come out.
And is it does that resistance change? Are they able to change it as they?
So this is definitely not normal controller resistance, because this is not how I'm used to it being. They've added a real heavy kick to them.
Right.
Which I don't know how on earth they do that. That's really clever. That's me. Hang on. Wait, I can't make it do a face. Okay, hang on. Oh, I've overshot. That's kind of right. That's kind of an Among Us.
That's kind of right, yeah.
That's kind of an Among Us. Oh, I accidentally pressed back when they all fell inside. I'm gonna wiggle them. Ooh.
You got some HD rumble there.
I don't know if
you feel some.
I don't think you can say HD rumble, Robin. I think we'll get in trouble.
Can you feel some guys bouncing about in there?
There's definitely some guys bouncing around in. I mean, I feel a little bit rude for jiggling them. This is a very wild point of reference, but...
What's a wild point of reference?
Hello? Hello? Is Astro in there?
I can't tell if I'm coming through the game or not.
Well, you can't hear you on stream, I believe.
Hello?
No, I'm just blowing into it like I'm trying to inflate the controller. I'm very excited to see what shows up, basically. I don't know how many odd PlayStation Deep Cups we're going to get. I think it's going to be largely Sony first parties, of that we can be sure. So unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing Dark Cloud 2. We're not going to be seeing No One Can Stop Mr. Domino.
But those are also exclusives, right? Do you think we might see Cloud Strife riding his funny motorbicycle?
I would be a bit surprised. Huh. Oh, there they are! How much do you know about Astro in general, Robin?
Were these the mascots that were there for the camera on the PlayStation 4?
As far as I know, yes. There was some
Okay.
packing stuff that showed you all of the power of the eye toy and things like that, you know? Was it still the
Yes,
eye toy
yeah.
on the PS4?
It's funny if we say that it is, yeah.
I want it to be the eye toy because it's a really good name. But Astro sort of became a way for Sony to demonstrate what their stuff can do, and it led to them having this genuinely very, very cute pack-in experience. And so I haven't played this yet. Robin, I don't think you've played it either.
Oh.
I've seen footage of people playing this very briefly when the PS5 came out, and ever since then I knew I had to wait and play it for myself. Because I think most of this is going to be us pointing at the screen and going, I know that!
I hope we get to see Toro Inoue.
Is that the cool cat who is paper?
Yes.
I also hope we see them. PlayStation!
Wow! It's a big grey box.
In the future here... Oh, we're in CPU Plaza. In the future here, PlayStation is a big white box. Oh, I can't break this one. So, I would encourage you, Robin, and everyone at home to see, if you see something you recognize, point at the screen and shout.
Start clapping.
Loudly clap. Because I think that's honestly, like, as well as learning about the console, that's kind of what we're here for, and I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Also, I would also be excited to know, Callie, if your old studio is in here. Oh my god, wait, your studio worked on Fat Princess. I remember. Oh, I fell down. I remember that game. That was fun.
It was cute.
I do not remember Escape Plan though.
No. Fat Princess featured in PlayStation All-Star Rumble, didn't it?
I believe so. Yeah. Oh, a Vita launch time. I love my Vita, but also my Vita was exclusively used for playing weirder games. It's my Disgaea device. It's my Project Diva device.
As
Ooh.
much as we are here to celebrate the PlayStation, the fact that I said Fat Princess was in PlayStation All-Star Rumble really does remind you that the PS3 had no games. That's nice.
Astro's so cute. I think it had plenty of games. You just didn't play a lot of them, I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean-
it's just quite fun to say the PS3 has no games.
It's fun to say consoles have no games. I just also think it's
Yeah.
never true.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about PS3 games you don't know about, what do you know about the Guided Fate paradox? Let me tell you about all of the weird old Nippon Ichi games you didn't play.
Yeah.
Also, I'm really glad Link's taking this very literally about pointing and getting excited about things that they know, and they're getting excited about fans.
Yeah.
We are in CPU Plaza. There's going to be all kinds of computers and chips in here. What? Is Supersonic... Supersonic... Oh, I can't remember the name of it without directly reading it. Is Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket-Powered Battle Cars what became Rocket League?
I believe that's the case. I feel like I remember hearing that Rocket League wasn't the first car soccer game that studio made. It was the first one that hit because PS Plus.
It was the first car-based Inazuma 11 game.
Inazuma 11, of course, inventing football.
Yes, it didn't exist before that, and I hope they realise what they've done. Was that just
Tackle your fears with all your courage.
I'm gonna jump on that thing. Hey, this looks
Yeah.
really good.
This looks really nice. I love that depth of field.
Wait.
Oh, he's got a Vita!
That's a Vita! That's a Vita! Wait, what
There
are you
are
playing
now
on
two
there?
games on the PS5 that feature somebody playing a Vita.
What's the other one?
The Last of Us Part 2. You find the only person in the entire apocalypse that has one and then you cut their throat.
God. Yeah, let's see. Oh!
Aww.
But I wanted you to fall down, Astro. Astro, I wanted you to fall down.
It's a really cute design.
Astro is genuinely so charming. The question I've got, though, is, do you think this is a real representation of my place... Oh. Oh, wait, it's got PlayStation inside. Do you think this is a real representation of the inside of my PS5? Do you think I could do damage by breaking the CPUs?
I mean, what you're asking me there is, do you think there's an entire PlayStation 1 inside your PlayStation 5?
Yes. That's exactly what I'm asking.
Well, you're in luck. Let's play Medieval 2.
I don't want to.
Let's play Battle Arena Toshinden.
Let Sir Daniel Fortescue rest. PlayStation Labo? That wasn't PlayStation, that was Nintendo.
Let's get some cardboard.
Oh. Yeah! It turns out I'm very easily pleased by game. Okay, Nanada, I believe you. Let me go get my most powerful magnets. Oh. The SSD sphere.
I got so excited for half a second there.
Why, what did you think it said?
I thought it was the SSX Speedway.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, Robin. This is where we learn about how fast the hard drive is. What are these ones, though? What are these ones? Did you mean you jungle?
Ooh.
That's where we test the rendering. You know, where all of those, like, you know how when you used to buy a graphics card? I never bought graphics cards, so this is a purely non-shared experience. There used to be, like, robot ladies on the front of them, and all the robot ladies have vanished. They're over there in the GPU jungle.
Oh, good for them. They're thriving. They're in their
thriving,
element.
yeah.
I think, like, you don't even need to have bought a graphics card to be able to recognize that they had really funny box art.
They did, and I think Robot Lady and weirdly over-rendered Tiger graphics are much more charming than whatever we have now. Gamer graphic.
Like, what happens if you buy a graphics card nowadays? It just comes in a box with the company's logo on the side of it?
It comes in a largely black box, or it has gamer cool art on the front, and also it's probably used.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm immediately really charmed by this music. This is so cute.
Lovely.
Oh my... Oh, they're wearing PlayStation VR. I don't understand. Oh my god.
Oh,
look, it's some data.
Nice. The composer for Astro's Playroom is Kenneth Young, who you might also know from doing Little Big Planet.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well that certainly makes a lot of sense.
When you said that this was a game to like show off everything that the PS5 can do, I immediately thought of Little Big Planet. And...
PS Plus.
And just that's actually what I did think about was Tearaway instead, which is like a game that takes full advantage of everything that the Vita has, right?
Oh wait, that looks like, what's the name of the VMU for PlayStation they made that wasn't a VMU? I don't remember.
I don't know, sorry.
You could play an adventure on it if you plugged Final Fantasy VIII into it. Ah! Demo 1 dinosaur! Demo 1 dinosaur!
Those are some mind-boggling effects right there.
Oh, I hope we see a skeleton. Also, yeah, I know, sorry. It's the Spyro the Dragon!
Yeah!
Look!
That's my boy.
The Pocket Station, thank you, Callie, yeah. I know what you mean about Tearaway. I think... Rubber Duck. I think Tearaway was an incredible game, and oh wait, there's just ports all over it, that's fun.
Aww.
Tearaway was a genuinely incredible game that I loved with all of my heart that was so specifically made for the Vita. It took use of all of the Vita's features in really interesting and exciting ways that I don't think anything else ever did. And it also meant it was really, really hard to port. I know they did do a port of it, but it didn't quite do all the things in the same way. You could tell it wasn't intended to be done that way for some of the interactions, right?
Well, yeah, like I remember playing Tearaway at must have been at Eurogamer Expo, or something like that. Whoa! And there was a puzzle where you had to like push your finger on the back touchpad, and then when you do, a giant finger punches through some paper on the screen. It was great. Oh, they got gacha in this thing?
Wow! They literally got gacha, actually, yes.
Cool.
I got a trophy called Gacha Beginner. They also had... One of the things I really, really remember is that... I mean, the general story of Tearaway was that the letter carrier, you, were trying to deliver a letter, but you were trying to deliver it to yourself. Like, whenever the camera panned into the sky, it would use the Vita camera, and it would have you in there, right? The only problem with that is that it was always, always, always a picture of you unlocking your phone, you know? It was always you going, like, down, looking down at your feet.
I feel like I remember you sharing a photo of your smiling face in the sun. Wow!
Sorry, this is such a wildly specific artifact. Oh my god, we can rotate. Oh my god.
Do you want to play SOCOM?
I was gonna say, do you want to play Phantasy Star Online? But that was the GameCube. What?
Final Fantasy 11, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of us going for that reference. Look.
I went for SOCOM first.
That's true, but after SOCOM, I really struggled.
Yeah.
Hang on. You want to see that? You want to see that network port? There you go.
Stunning.
Oh,
beautifully rendered.
This is exactly the to make it rotate that way. I have to really awkwardly do my hands. This is the exact kind of thing I really love.
Sugiyama. That's got to be something, right?
Almost. Do you reckon that was the real cereal, or do you reckon that's a reference to someone?
Well, I hope it's not a reference to this specific person, whose name I shall not mention.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Oh, look, it's some Astros with trophies. How many Platinum PlayStation trophies do you have, Robin?
2.
Well, now
I
you have
think.
3.
Wow. Okay, yeah. We were talking about it in chat. That was a reference to Koichi Sugiyama, the composer for Dragon Quest, among other things.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, bye.
That dude died.
Oh god. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, I see.
Oh, we've got such bad gacha luck.
Oh, I pulled. What's the direct opposite of a UR?
A pooah.
Boo.
Someone clip that.
Don't. You don't have to do that. I really like that the little thingies we're collecting are literally puzzle pieces to unlock beautiful art.
Yeah.
I guess the PlayStation Labo is where we come to get our rewards. That's nice.
I'm into that.
Me too. Link, that's the same thing.
You're going to say it smells?
No, we have to leave. We're getting kicked out of the PlayStation Labo now.
Because we were saying too many rude words.
Which bit of the computer do you want to go to, Robin?
GPU jungle!
The GPU jungle.
I want to find some babes.
Hey, it should be the audio jungle.
Oh, you're right. I think that's already a thing.
Although, I think, as someone did say before, the GPU is where you render graphics. Oh, it's literally the render forest.
This is really nice.
Oh, this looks so... Look, the blades of grass have little, like, edge connectors on them. How cute is that? Oh.
It's probably a reference to Nobukazu Sugiyama. That makes a lot more sense.
I hope so, too. Whew. Oh, they're cute. Who are they? Wow, this music's really... I remember the music. We're talking about the person who composed for Little Big Planet.
Yeah, Kenny Young.
I wasn't aware that that was the name of the composer. I know that the first Little Big Planet was composed by Daniel Pemberton, who worked on an awful lot of TV themes. Or maybe they just made the Orb of Dreamers the Little Big Planet theme that is absolutely beautiful. I have been trying to figure out how we could stream Little Big Planet for quite some time, because goodness me, I loved that game so much.
Wait, I looked at the other screen, my other monitor, for a second to check about like to look at Kenny Young's Wikipedia page, and all of a sudden people in chat are saying Monster Hunter. What did I miss?
Monster
what
Hunter?
did I miss?
Monster Hunter? Wait, there was a Monster Hunter. Hold on, we'll go back up there. Don't you worry.
Thank you.
Ah, it's Horizon Zero Dawn.
Ah!
Okay, the campfire up there was a Monster Hunter. Robin, you were
Right.
sleeping.
I was literally looking at the other monitor. I'm sorry.
Is that going to be a demo? Is every dinosaur going to be a Demo 1 reference? Ah! They got baddies in my PlayStation. Oh!
Yeah!
Wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
That's fun.
You know what? This area is looking like we might see a Crash Bandicoot in here.
Oh, you're right.
It's a PlayStation move! Another thing I never had. Wait.
I have held one of these before. I played Johann Sebastian Joust at Eurogamer Expo.
Back for one.
And you know what? Johann Sebastian Joust is great.
Johann Sebastian Joust looks incredibly fun. It's a game I'm really sad I never had the chance to play. It also seems a bit like a game that falls into a category of like you kind of had to go to an event to play this, right?
Yeah, you either go to an event or you know a guy with a very specific setup.
Coffin? Coffin? Oh, it's a Okay, yeah, they genuinely got me.
You went completely non-verbal there.
I mean, like we were talking about at the top, like we expected this might only have first-party stuff in. Alucard is not a first-party character.
No.
Ha! Oh no, I turned the dinosaur off.
Okay, my wildest like prediction that I don't expect to actually happen is Blitter Boy is going to show up in this.
Blitter Boy? Oh, the
Blitter Boy is a
Net
Net Euros
character.
game. Yeah. Net Euros game that was on a demo disc that came with your PlayStation 1. You play as a kid who kind of looks, who's like wearing a full face helmet, runs about saving babies from monsters, and I think collecting fruit as well.
Funny. Sorry, I came over here to show you the campfire. Oh my god, they are totally making large Monster Hunter meat, and they've got Monster Hunter weapons!
Oh, they got a hammer and a great sword. That's nice.
They also
Can you
have
hit it?
a lance and a sword and shield.
Yeah.
They just get a bit upset that I'm hitting the meat.
I mean, understandable.
I'm ruining the dinner. Also, yes, Pauline's right, they've all got PSPs.
Yeah, so the first Monster Hunter was a PlayStation exclusive, right? I remember playing it on, like playing the demo and going, well, you just do the same mission over and over again. I don't get it.
I'll never play hundreds of hours of my life on it. Ooh.
Ooh, nice. But then I think it like really like came into its own with the portable releases. Like I remember at uni, there was like just a table of lads who were just sitting there playing. Who would have been Monster Hunter 3, probably 2, multiplayer on their PSPs, and like that's just what they did for an entire year. There's the Hunter.
Bloodborne! Sorry, Dear Hunter.
Dear Hunter.
Dear Hunter. What are you doing inside my PlayStation, Dear Hunter?
Pauline, I would argue that Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate was pretty good. That's the one I started playing on. Monster Hunter 4 is very good though. That's the one I've spent the most time of my life playing.
Aww. Are those like disc platters?
Yeah, remember the PlayStation 1 had black discs, right?
Oh, I thought they were like the insides of a hard drive.
Can you go underneath it and look up?
Good point. Inconclusive.
We'll get them next time.
It doesn't say, what's a good PlayStation 1 game? It doesn't say The Misadventures of Tron Bonds, so I've absolutely no idea. That's a game that's not showing up in here.
You don't know. Well, it's Capcom then. They're usually pretty good about sharing their licenses, right?
I think Monster Hunter's here.
True, very true.
I think the wildest part about like Alucard showing up was that Symphony of the Night wasn't a PlayStation exclusive or anything. It wasn't exclusive. I think it's the only one that got the Red Book audio of Alucard saying, "Get this thing out of your CD player."
It's the shoulder buttons.
It's the shoulder buttons
That's
from
nice.
PlayStation.
Do you think we're going to see a Tekken 3 in here?
Goodness, I hope so. Who's
It's Last of
that?
Us.
Oh,
It's
they've
Last
got
of
all
Us.
mushrooms in their brain. That's cute. How do I blast that? I have to blast that, surely. I am so in love with like the massively distorted vocals in this track.
Yeah, it's really Daft Punk, isn't it?
This is already so much like more than I would expect from a pack-in thing. Like again, this is to demonstrate the features of the DualShock 5 to some degree. Right? Is it the DualShock 5? I don't remember how the DualShock names line up with the consoles.
That sounds about right.
But this is just a really cute little introduction to DualSense. I'm sorry, you're absolutely right. But like, when I think about like stuff designed to, I've got to go over there and jump in them. Show off the features of the controller, certainly in this gen. I think of like 1-2 switch, which is not a thing a lot of people like.
No.
You know?
And like, Xbox never really tried anything even close to that with their releases, did they?
I'm
They
sure
just, like-
the Kinect may have had something like that, right? Or was that Kinect Adventures again? Was that a full price thing?
I think so. There was that weird Peter Molyneux game.
What you are
Kate
friends
and
with an
Milo.
animal?
Yeah,
thought
an
that
animal
didn't
and a
come out.
child. It didn't come out. People got weirded out by it because they didn't want to play a game where you are friends with like a 12-year-old.
Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake.
You can tell it's Uncharted because there's the yellow bits where they can climb up.
And also, they just shot a gun,
Yeah.
like in Uncharted.
Remember how like around Peter Molyneux the thought was like, is he a fraud? Is he know what he's doing? But now that his new studio is making a NFT game, he's a fraud.
I don't think it's entirely true or fair to say that of his entire career.
No,
I think like people can go off the boil.
Yeah.
That's a pun. This whole stream is us setting up lore for what we're going to be streaming in the future.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Go turn
my
around the corner. Bloody Raw 2. That's not gonna happen. God, I want it to happen, but it's not gonna happen.
I'm trying to think what the least, like, what's the game we could see that we're least likely to... Actually, we probably wouldn't stream Gran Turismo, because those games are very good, but I don't know how we'd do a stream of that.
Yeah. I think that some of that would definitely show up. You know what? We should probably play Ridge Racer 4.
Ow! Ow! I would like to play Ridge Racer 3, because that's the one with the coolest UI I've ever seen.
Ridge Racer 4!
No, sorry, you're right. No, sorry, you're right. That's Type 4, isn't it? I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's got, like, all the really bright orange stuff, yeah.
It's some of the most unbelievably gorgeous UI design I've ever seen, and you know that's what I'm here for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Stuff. Also, Callie, you are absolutely right. I've always felt a little pang of regret. Tearaway. We keep doing it. We keep prefacing what the game is doing. Also, that's a very, very cute little, like... Does it count as a parody of Tearaway?
Yeah, it's a parody.
That's very, very cute. Here's the back. That's the bit you eat. That's where you lick to get all the data off. But yeah, Callie, you're absolutely right. I've always felt quite conflicted about the... What? Quite conflicted about the Kinect, because that thing is a technological marvel. Also, the games didn't seem very fun. It feels like it was never meant to be a gaming thing.
GPU, tell me what to do. Yes, I do it. All for you.
Oh! It's the lyrics! Paulie's right, it's the lyrics!
That rules.
How cute is this? Oh, I thought they might be a friend because they had a lovely little flower on their head.
You got played The Last of Us, have you?
Well, no, we saw the mushroom one before. Ow, 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 ow. Well, now I know how those work. Hi, Ed.
Hi,
We're
Ed.
learning about PlayStation.
Mushrooms are a kind of flower.
I think they're different.
Just say whatever
from
you want
flower.
online.
No, mushrooms are different from flour, but they are equally deserving of our respect and love.
They are fruiting bodies.
And also, so am I.
Yay!
I don't know what that means.
It means they're delicious.
Ooh. I'm so used to video games tricking me with, like, you know, rope bridges in jungle areas. My brain tells me instinctively that they're going to fall down at any moment in a game.
They need to, like, the rope needs to be a little rickety or, like, frayed. It's so nice.
Terraflop treetop.
What? Zip it up.
I've got to do him
Zip
up.
it up. Yeah!
Oh, we're a monkey now.
Oh, you get to go 8.
Monkey now. Unfortunately, this ape is staying in one place. How do we?
Can you push it in further?
Oh, I see. I have to lean. I have to physically lean with my controller. It's exactly like GURPS. You're so right. Ooh.
This is actually cool.
This is very cute. You can't see me. I'm having to, like, really tilt my entire controller side to side as I do this. However, I will say it is a shame that this ape is not escaping.
Whoa!
Oh. Ah! Oh, no. How did this monkey get in my GPU? Oh my god, wait, I am using tilt controls. I'm using tilt controls right now to drive this monkey. Ah!
Thank goodness. Oh, that was cool.
What was happening in there? I didn't see because I was looking at the prizes.
I just like that it was like an optional route you could go to get some prizes.
If you're good at driving the monkey, there's extra prizes in it for you.
Bouldering is exactly like that, by the way.
Oh! I'm having to loop-de-loop. I don't know if you can hear that coming through my mic. My controller is now making noises as monkey moves.
That's fun.
I've always been, like, mesmerized by controllers that make noise. I realize that's a very old hat now. The Wii did it. We've had it for a while. It still gets me thinking it's very cool, though. You know when you're playing Smash Brothers and you choose a character and your controller just goes, Minecraft Steve, at you? It's very cool to me still.
You select the German boy who drinks cola, and then your Wii controller goes.
Oh, I'm thinking about the German boy who drinks cola all the time. Oh. This is all so nice. Wait. Oh my god, the GPU's actually singing the whole time. Oh my god. Oh. This is so cute. This is unfair. Ninja Bots is definitely a reference to something, isn't it? What could this be? Oh, me too.
Is there a
Lynx.
multi-tap connected?
No, because it's a PS4. You don't need to multi-tap a PS4, Robin. I'm sure there is someone you could pay on Cameo to do Smash Brothers announcer voice to go German Cola Boy. I probably can't get up there, can I? Who's that up? That's Lara Croft!
Yeah! I'm genuinely surprised it took her this long to show up.
We are in a jungle and everything. There's like ruins around. She loves those usually.
Loves ruins.
Look, there she is.
That's fun. I've got a very strong relationship with Lara Croft, even though I could not play those games as a child because I was terrified of them.
It's okay. We've been talking about this for a little bit, but we are going to try playing electric. We are going to try playing a Tomb Raider game, the two of us and Dahlia sometime soon, because I have also, I've also never played a Tomb Raider, and I know I would be terrified by it as well. But I would love to, because it's a series that I know both you and Dahlia have a history with, which means I want to see it.
Yeah, it's obviously also such a huge part of UK games industry, right? I've heard about people that have gone to trade shows for developers and said, okay, we want somebody who can bring us the next Tomb Raider, right? Not literally the next game, but something that could be on that
something
level.
that hits that hard. In the UK, certainly that thing was absolutely everywhere.
Yeah.
I want to go this way.
That's also very true, Callie. We could play the Guardian of Light games because those are fun.
I always really wanted to play that.
It's Demon's Souls!
Is that Demon's Souls?
That's
my
Demon's
god.
Souls!
I've never played a Demon's Souls, so I don't... Who is that in Demon's Souls?
That's the maiden. She's got wax on her eyes.
Ah!
And she does kicky feet.
That's cute. You did show me a Tomb Raider a while ago, Pauline. You showed me one of the new ones. But we're going to play one of the older ones.
Yeah. I really like Tomb Raider Legend.
Tomb Raider Legend is what everyone in the UK calls Lara Croft. What's that? PSVR processor unit.
Oh.
I was thinking it looked weirdly like a bit of a PS4 that I don't recognize, and that's probably why.
I like the really strong design architecture on the
Show me the holes.
PS4 stuff. Where everything's got those horizontal slashes and also the vertical lines going across it as well.
I think the
really
PS4 is an extraordinarily pretty console.
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Oh! Oh! Does it do that in real life? What's that for? Why does it do that? Does anyone have a PSVR? Why does it do that?
It does do that. Wow.
I have always wanted a PSVR. Maybe one day I'll get a PSVR 2. But honestly, I bought an Oculus Quest 2 and mostly played Beat Saber for a while. Who is that? Who is that? They've got a lightning gun? A coat and a lightning gun?
Is that Dino Crisis?
Link's is asking, is that a Destiny? It does got a bit of Destiny about it, doesn't it?
You've played more Destiny than me, haven't you? So
there are the other robots doing screaming and looking to punch. Doesn't remind me of the enemies in Destiny, but the the detailed game with werewolves. The Order. The
Order 1886.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness, that's a game I've not thought about in a while.
The only thing I really heard about it was that one point you get a thermite gun, and I know lots of people thought, wow, are all the weapons in this game going to be weird and interesting and cool? And then they weren't.
Oh, I fell off.
Apparently it looks very pretty, though.
I do remember it looking very pretty in all the things I saw of it, and no one seems to really want to play it.
No. Oh well, they can't all be zingers.
It's still nice to remember it. It's like a little quiz we get to take about Sony PlayStation.
Look at that guy! Look at that guy over there! He's huge!
Where?
Left.
Whoa, he's big! I like his face.
Yeah, he looks very friendly.
He does. I want to go... how I go there?
Oh, it is Colossus, isn't it? Yeah.
Colossus? Oh, a Colossus from a Shadow of the Colossus.
And there's some guys on the thing of a jig as well. Oh yeah, because he's got the big stick. There's the director guy with the camera, and there's a
tiny little guy sort of swinging about at him. Oh. Oh my god, Callie, they do have that sort of lovely... Oh, I know! Goodbye! They do have that sort of lovely early 2000s shiny look to them, don't they? Maybe this is because 2000s, Y2K specifically, is coming back, but god.
Wait, who's that? Who's that was filming this then?
There's just a... Oh, yes, you're right. Oh, I know this. They have a. Oh,
Oh, it's Jack
Jack and
Daxter.
Daxter, yeah. It's because they got the ears, right? They got Jack
Yeah.
ears.
You can tell it's Jack and Daxter, not Jack 2, because he doesn't have a little goatee or a gun.
Wait. In Jack
Yeah,
and
that's
Daxter,
real, not a joke.
In Jack and Daxter 1, they didn't have a gun, and they gave him a gun for 2.
In Jack and Daxter 2, you can steal cars as well. And you know what? You know what else? You know what the craziest part is?
No.
It's actually a really good game.
I suppose when you only say the funniest parts out of context, like,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, loves to have his back stroked. That's cute. Look.
That's a very fun way of putting it.
Look. That's the bit you touch when you're playing Tearaway. I always thought it was the most gorgeous little design touch ever that the touchpad on the Vita had PlayStation symbols on it.
Yeah.
It's such beautiful industrial design.
I didn't know it had that, but that's so good. It's like, so okay. I've been thinking a lot about how the PlayStation doesn't have a mascot.
That's got to be engineer names. Sorry, Robin, you were saying?
Yeah, I've been thinking about how the PlayStation doesn't have a mascot. Like, it doesn't have a Mario, Luigi, or a Sonic, right?
Yeah.
The mascot is just the triangle, circle, square, and X, isn't it? Like,
I think it's fair to say, yeah. Like, obviously, certainly on the PS1, they were desperately trying to find a mascot, right? Everyone was the PlayStation's mascot for a while.
yeah, I'm not. This is the thing. I'm not necessarily sure that's the case. He's so flat.
He's so flat.
No.
Oh, wait, sorry, I'm just enjoying Callie saying the dev kits of the Vita just had a touchscreen taped to the back. That's so less cute. But yeah, sorry, you were saying about mascots.
I'm not necessarily sure that's the case because I think they probably could have like tried to find a mascot and push it.
But I feel like they
mascot if
did,
needed to.
though. I feel like they really tried to push things like Crash for a while, right?
Yeah, I think that possibly the developers weren't trying to, but marketing was, and there was like a weird possible disconnect there. I don't know. Tim Rogers' review of Pokemon Yes talks about this a little bit. He also compares like some of the 4 biggest characters on the PS1, like
Sorry.
the 4 biggest first-party characters in the PS1 to Jerry, George, Kramer, and Elaine.
That sounds alienating.
Oh yeah.
I really need to
Oh,
finish
yeah.
watching that review because it sounds incredible. I only hear the most wonderful things about the end of it.
It's a very summertime review, I think, so you got that to look forward to.
That's what I'll spend my summer doing. My summertime review. Goodness, I wish Vanillaware would release on PC. Honestly, I have wanted to try Dragon's Crown forever. That thing looks really cool. There was a lot of chatter about Vanillaware's instincts.
Proclivities.
Yeah, proclivities, thank you. But that game looks fun as hell.
Ooh.
We gotta. Do I have to shoot that guy?
I think you just gotta survive for now.
Ah, now I do. Got a boss with phases. But like, Dragon's Crown looks fun. A load of the art is really, really gorgeous. That elf looks cute and does powerful kicks. Have you seen how strong and powerful the fighter is? Oh,
I still like. Ooh. They got you.
they got me.
you.
They got me.
And I'm still like a bit back and forth on how I feel about Dragon's Crown in general. I also think that now is possibly the the stalest of discourse, perhaps, to talk about it. How I feel about the character designs in 2023. Nice.
It's a bit hard to talk about out of context. I would very much one day like to visit it and see, you know?
Yeah.
I do not know when that would possibly be, because I'm not sure how you even play that thing anymore.
Hmm.
When they announced that PC port that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. Oh, I love that the Zipline is a PlayStation wired controller. That's so fun.
Oh, it's got the
Yeah, it's got the socket.
thingy. It says Sony on it like the controllers do. Desperately tempted to use my words and failing.
We should play Dungeons and Dragons: Shadows over Mystara.
Yes,
that is
we
on PC.
should. I've heard that is great.
It rules.
Oh,
That
it's
game
monkey
whips.
time again.
Ah!
Tekken! Robin, you were right. It's Tekken.
They're gonna throw that old man in a volcano.
Oh, watch out though. That old man's gonna get his revenge. That old man's gonna send you to space.
Like, old man's gonna put you in a volcano, and
Oh,
they're
sorry,
gonna keep
but
doing this for 7
do
games.
8 soon.
Tekken's so good, dog.
Oh. Monkey stuff.
Ooh. Monkey trouble.
Ah, there's no monkey trouble. We got this covered.
I feel like Tekken was a much more popular game in the UK than elsewhere.
I have no frame of reference for that, honestly. I did wonder if that's sort of like a bias of that's where we lived, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it is absolutely true that, how I get to that side? Like, some games are more popular in some regions, right? Like,
Yeah.
I gather Killer Instinct was more of a thing here, right?
I know, I feel like all the Americans I speak to talk about... Oh, do you drop down from here?
That's what I'm thinking. Same brain cell.
Yeah, a lot of the Americans I speak to talk about Street Fighter. And most of the English people I know played a lot of Tekken 3. But also, I know nothing about nothing. I've not done any research into this. I'm going off vibes.
Was
Much in
Street
the same way
Fighter
that-
also on the PlayStation? Oh,
I'm really not sure, actually.
because I wonder if it's console based. Because again, there's like regional preferences for consoles, right?
Yeah. I played Capcom versus... No, Street Fighter versus SNK on the PS2, if that counts. Yeah, Kay, that was kind of the vibe that I got as well. Like, Street Fighter seemed to be more popular in the US and Tekken more popular in the UK.
Then what happened? Because, I mean, again, this is maybe my ignorance of the fighting game scene, but I feel like I didn't hear about Tekken for a hot minute. Oh!
I think parts of what may have happened is that some of the games were bad.
It's PSVR, look!
Ooh.
Wait, do you want to see what it's like to be inside a PSVR?
Absolutely.
Wow, we're online!
We're jacked in.
Look, we're playing Cloud's game.
Ah!
It's Cloud's game.
We're playing Ace Combat.
Oh, that's a Cloud's game. You want to know another Cloud's game?
Final Fantasy VII.
Yes. Thank you.
God, I hope we see G-Police in this.
G-Police?
It's a game where you're a cop in a flying car in a cyberpunk city, and I had a demo of it. A lot of these games on the PS1, I only really saw via demo disc.
Look out, monkey. I definitely saw a lot of games from demo discs too, but I'm trying to think, like, what's the most demo disc game It's Tomb. It's probably Tomb.
Oh, Cooler World.
Cooler World! Oh, we've got to see a Cooler World.
I'd like to see Cooler World. Has there been Heavenly Sword rep yet? No, but there's gonna be. I'm certain of
I
it.
forgot Heavenly Sword. That's the one with the PS3 game where that character had big red hair and a big sword, right?
Yeah.
Is that Ninja
They like
Theory?
they like their PlayStation exclusives with where characters have red hair, I guess.
I mean, that character design did go off.
Yeah.
From what I
Yeah.
remember. I didn't have a PS3, so... Well, I did, but in the later life. Oh, I said... Well, I didn't do that right.
Ooh. I hope we see GTA London. I'm gonna stop doing this bit after a while.
I don't know, I think it's funny to spend the entire stream remembering PS1 games that have been lost to time. If not this stream, then when, Robin?
You're right. You're right. I feel very panda to you in this bouldering section, by the way.
This extended ape bouldering section.
Yeah.
Tenchu! Oh my god, you're so right.
Ooh.
Snow bunnies. Snow bunnies. PS4! It's making the noise from PS4! Please, I want to free them. God, this is unbelievably cute.
Yeah.
It's so charming of them to be like, well, what's the PlayStation version of the Northern Lights? It's the PS4 background.
You're completely right, yeah.
You want to play Monster Escape? Wait, Astro's gold.
Aww. Do you think there's going to be a gun con rep in this? Because I want to see Point Blank.
A gun con is the coolest PlayStation peripheral that ever existed, so I hope so. I would also like to see Point Blank. I'll take Time Crisis, but is that Journey?
That's Journey. That's Journey, baby.
That's Journey. Look, it's Journey from Journey. Honestly, I'm hoping for Ghoul Panic, though. The cooler, Dania version of the Point Blank. Up.
Ooh.
What shape you want to pull on?
The big X.
The one that's not being pulled on. Okay.
Yeah. They're already working. They need someone to do their job.
The PlayStation! I found it!
The fourth one.
That's why the PS5 can play PS4 games. It's got one inside. Oh, hang on. How do we... Oh. Hang on. Aoki. Those have got to be, like, members of the team who helped make this or something, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Oh my god, Lynx, wait, I've got your PS4. It's mine now. Give me your phone.
Congratulations on Asymmetricon on mentioning maybe one of the weirdest games that we're going to think about today, Resident Evil Survivor.
That's a very weird game, but it does have the Resident Evil name on it, so I don't think it's going to be the most obscure one we can think of. I think we can challenge ourselves to do better. Have you heard of the incredibly cute karting-style racing game Choro Q?
No.
That's not showing up here. Wait, we didn't do the gacha. We didn't do the gacha.
Gee, I sure hope the licensed Chicken Run game shows up in here.
Wow, I sure hope Buzz Lightyear Star Command is in this.
I'm mutual with someone who speedruns that game.
Honestly, that game is... A lot of people say it's really, really good, and I would absolutely believe it. Incredible Crisis. Callie, you're so smart and cool.
Right.
Oh, look, it's the PlayStation 4 VR. Wait. Can I get on top of Lynx's PlayStation? Fine, no, but I can knock it over. Oh, wait, they love the PlayStation. That's cute. Oh, dear, this is so cute. Oh, all the artifacts we find end up in here. So it's going to be like a little PlayStation museum when we're done. Slap all the PlayStations. Okay. No getting online.
That's the PS2 section, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah, I assume it's separated by...
Let's go there so I can feel some very strong feelings.
I don't know which one's going to be which, because apparently the GPU jungle was PS4.
So then we'll go straight across the road from that to the other one. That might be PS2.
I can make it do the slidey thing. I think the PS4 is invulnerable to slapping because it is simply too powerful. Does it boot? Does it actually boot?
Oh my god.
Yeah! That's really how it looked.
That's cool.
No way. Unbelievable. Turn on that beautiful orb. Thank you. What colour did you think it was going to be?
The one right across the road from the green one.
Orb. Crunch. That's just a puzzle piece. Ah, we want gold or silver. Who put energy drink in here?
Tasty.
Crunch. This is a very satisfying crunch. You know, I was talking about it adjusting the strength of the triggers.
Yeah.
It's got real clunkiness. No, clunkiness isn't the right phrase. It's got a real, like, weight to both of the triggers on this. You pull the left one
resistance.
to... Yes, exactly, resistance. And it's different on both of them.
Resistance Hall of Man.
It's got a real kill zone to both of the triggers. It's honestly, like, the variable triggers are honestly blowing my mind a little bit, Callie. Ah!
I love the rubber
Unrestrained
duck
summer
motif.
fun.
Like, those early, like, PS2 tech demos where they show you how many rubber ducks it can render in real time by just dropping a bunch of rubber ducks on any given scene.
It is
Very
what I
cute
care
stuff.
most about a console. I do want to know how many rubber ducks that thing can handle.
Is that hands
Crush!
like tracked to your controller as well? The one that... Whoa!
Oh, it's the
You just went pro.
the
You got
bigger
Big Mac.
one. I never got a PS4 Pro because consoles are expensive, but this one looks kind of cool as well. You can tell it's better because there's 2 slices across it. Show
Yeah.
me those ports!
Ooh.
I guess that's the bit now. I guess we're crash zooming on all of the USB ports.
It's funny to crash zoom on things.
Oh, there it is. Callie, that's absolutely wild. Like, I've always understood that the Steam controllers were really, really powerful. I just never had a chance to use one. And it seems like they did incredible things and there was not a use case for all the things they could do, you know?
Yeah, I remember the early trailers with them trying to say, like, here's what you can do with the Steam controller. Please buy a Steam controller.
This is a really wild thing to remember specifically, but I remember that, like, a shot of their factory, like they did a little tour video. And I think it was like stress testing the controllers, and there was just a little robot designed to do little circles with analog sticks forever. They made a little wiggle bot.
I love those, like, specific robots designed to stress test one thing. I remember going to IKEA and seeing a robot designed to test a cushion by sitting down on it.
Ah, a robot designed to seek comfort.
Yeah.
So if you want to go across from GPU Jungle, do you want to go to Memory Meadow?
Yes, please.
That sounds nice. This strikes me like it could be PS1 if it's called Memory Meadow, but I also assume it's talking about RAM.
I mean, maybe that could be it, because there was a PS2 peripheral in this part, so maybe they've got PS1 stuff in here as well. Perhaps.
I mean, the construction of this strikes me like a like a PS1 platformer.
Yeah, there's a cat.
Oh god, this music. This is so charming. The little plants that say PlayStation symbols on them too. USB? USB bridge? USB bridge! That's a thing.
This is the 1564.
Yeah, that's how you write a song.
I'm just gonna start singing "Don't Stop Believing" over this if we don't move on.
Robin, you will get us demonetized.
You're right. Sorry.
Can you not sing some like nice PlayStation themed lyrics like the GPU did? Oh, wait, there's lyrics. Are each of the sections of the PlayStation going to sing us about the things they do in the PlayStation?
What was that game? What was that game?
Oh, that's a very good point. Flow! Flower!
Flow. Flow and flower.
Flower!
Flower. Oh, flower.
I did just point at my screen and go, flower! Oh no, absolutely. I mean it completely that way, Lynx. A beautiful singing voice. I think Robin could be mistaken for Journey, but not in a way that's an insult.
That guy's got a set of pipes on him.
I almost got taken out by a memory card. Ape escape! Ape escape! Ape escape! Ape escape! Ape escape! Ape escape!
Yeah!
Ape escape! Naughty ape. Did they make the ape escape noise? No, they just made us. They made a wee noise.
Similar noise.
Those apes kind of did just make a wee noise as well. Oh, I was gonna say, buddy, you gotta get out that sludge, but now I'm in the sludge. Who's that?
You got sludge. Yeah! Yeah, it's my boy!
Medieval! Medieval!
Ah.
Hey, that robot should have a starring role in this. I love them.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I think, have we ticked all your tick boxes now, Robin?
If you see Boku, then I'm going to scream so hard I might die.
You will immediately pass out.
Yeah.
You're right, Rose. That was the mind-boggling graphics?
Mind-boggling effects.
Mind-boggling effects, thank you. I tried to say graphics and got it really wrong. I'm being attacked. I'm under attack. I don't know.
Are there other parts you can explore back with the spinny magic?
It seems like we should be able to get up, but I wonder if we should be able to get down. Oh wait, can I actually just? Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh, we totally can get over by the cloud, can't we? We almost missed a treasure. You know we're here for treasure. God, I love the
to see a
effect of
treasure.
just random bits being all computery, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if you look at that rock face, you can see it's almost like PCB traces or something in there.
Hmm. There's so much attention to detail
Yeah!
Wow.
PlayStation!
That thing was really uncomfortable to hold.
It genuinely feels wrong to imagine that controller without the analog sticks.
Yes. Yeah. Pre-HLT.
Yes, exactly. Pre-HRT. Good for her. I think I'm gonna call sort of post 2020 my DualShock era.
I'm very proud of you.
Oh, there's no engineer's name on this. It's just got the SCPH, which I think is genuinely the model number of that thing.
Nice.
Oh, Matt, you shouldn't be begrudging about this. There's so many adorable little robots in this thing. And they're all doing cosplay. Oh no! Death Stranding's stuck in the goo! Death Stranding in the goo! I'm gonna do it.
Again,
Oh, I can't.
This might be foreshadowing by having Death Stranding in the go.
Death Stranding in the goo is a phrase that is going to revisit itself upon me frequently.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Death Stranding in the goo. Like whenever I drop something.
What's that?
Yay, it's the tearaway!
Ah.
I don't remember the name of the letter, but there were 2 letters you could be. They were broadly gendered.
Hang on.
Ow, 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 hey, hey. I was trying to take a drink. Hang on, Robin.
Don't miss some trash. Ah.
Some trash? Oh, they're
look straight ahead.
sleeping. Yeah.
Other direction, sorry.
What? Straight ahead?
Look the
Oh,
way
there.
that he's facing. Yeah.
Oh, the wind there threw me a little off course, but that's okay. Straight in the goo. Oh, top-wise. Sorry, of course. Oh, wait, the cloud is a PlayStation! Oh my god.
This is like a theme park or something. I love this.
Genuinely, this does feel like a...
It's Eco. It's Eco.
It's Eco! Oh my god, I'm glad we came up here. This... Oh, yeah!
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is such a game. I'm so sorry to the guy in the background, though.
They're fine.
It's bloodstained?
Because you can sit down and get comfy in bloodstains.
You're right. My mind weirdly went to the Castlevania PS2 games, which, again, Robin, one day we will see.
I also went to Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons Asymmetricon.
Oh.
Whoa. No, that's
Finally.
right, because they put Command & Conquer out on the PlayStation 1, didn't they?
I think this is the first thing we've seen that could genuinely be called an artifact. This is something you exclusively see in, like, archaeological digs. It's a ball mouse. Mice used to have ball inside as a sort of evolutionary thing. Then they invented lasers and all the balls went extinct. That is except for trackballs, which evolved to have the ball on the top rather than the bottom.
They didn't actually go extinct. They are now living free in the wild.
Oh, of course, in the beautiful mouse fields.
Yes.
Oh, look, it's... Whoa!
Some nice RAM you got there.
Does RAM usually do that?
Have you ever been inside your computer?
No, I don't know how to shrink myself down. Oh, that guy eating berries.
Oh, he's eating grapes
He's eating
right there.
grapes. I don't know if that's a reference to a PlayStation 1 game or if that guy just loves grapes.
It's just grapes.
It's just grapes.
There's usually a guy with a camera if it's a reference.
Is that going to be like a PSVR specific everybody's golf or something? Hey, the cruelest thing you can do to someone in VR. Goodbye. Virtual trick.
I think one of the Giant Bomb crew, like, there was an interview by the Giant Bomb lads where they're speaking to a VR company who said that they have like a zero tolerance policy on messing with people in VR.
That's the only way they're going to be able to get anything done. They are absolutely correct to have that policy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even when I am playing like Beat Saber on my own, in my house, on my own, I'm still a bit like, what if someone came and pushed me over? You know? God, I can only imagine, Pauline. That sounds dreadful. Oh, hello. Hey, Gusty. That guy's in a bad way. Like, even the things that aren't like PlayStation references. Excuse me?
Yeah, maybe this owns.
I don't know what I just did, but
Oh,
oh my god.
oh.
Oh my god. Okay, this is a little hard to explain, but as droplets are hitting Astro's brolly, I'm getting a little bit of vibration in the controller.
Ooh.
It genuinely feels a little like someone's just tapping the back of the controller lightly. It's selling the effect so well.
That's so cool.
The stuff they've done is so clever.
Oh, wait, there's a guy back there filming.
But a bird?
There's a really big bird and a little guy with a feather. I don't know what this is.
It's not going to be the Last Guardian, right? Like,
No, because that was a cat.
dog thing, yeah. I was just thinking, what games are you annoyed by a giant bird in? Oh, God, Callie, actually having to do work in VR sounds so stressful. I cannot imagine it. You're much braver than me. That guy's full of coins.
That's nice of him.
Is that
Oh,
heavy rain? Is that heavy rain?
fuck off. Yeah.
Is that Jason Game?
That's Jason Game.
Is that Jason from Jason Game?
Yeah. That's Sean, actually. from
Oh, is that
Jason
Sean?
Game.
Okay.
That's Sean.
However, we should say that we agree, as the official stance, we agree that David Cage can go to hell.
Yeah, that guy's absolutely a hack. Unlike Peter Molyneux, who's only recently a hack.
David Cage is a dyed-in-the-wool hack.
Mm-hmm.
I like their nice, like, they have like a cyberpunk wig on.
Cyberpunk dreads, yeah.
They're too dangerous. I don't think I can stop them if they want to come and annoy me.
Can you zap them with the jetpack?
I can!
Yeah.
Oh! You're much more attuned to Astro than I am. Yes, Callie, that confusion is strange. I would play a game made by John Cage.
God, imagine though, that'd be exquisite.
More experimental games.
Mm-hmm.
Is that dance a thing, or are they just feeling it?
I think they're dabbing.
They are a little bit, aren't they? Oh!
Okay, people talk about 433 a lot when they talk about John Cage, which is fine. It's very cool. My favorite John Cage thing is as slow as possible. Have you heard about slow as possible, Danny?
I have, but why didn't you go ahead and explain it?
Yeah, so it is a peaceful organ that John Cage wrote, which is designed to be played. Well, the average performance of it usually lasts between 20 and 70 minutes on piano, but there is currently an organ in. Let me just try and double check where that is. There's an organ set up to play this thing that will end its performance in the year 2640 in Halberstadt in Germany. There you go. The next note will be played on February 5th, 2024.
Get ready, everyone, for the big note switch over.
Mark your calendars.
I genuinely... Oh, it all looks like PlayStation 1 in here! I genuinely love, like... Sorry, I'm finding it really hard to have any sort of thought. This is too cute. Can I go up the hill? That person is a traffic cone. Yeah, I genuinely love... Like, when I heard about that, I couldn't stop thinking about it for a while. It's genuinely so cool. John Cage does a lot of cool things.
There's something very grounding and reassuring to know that somewhere in Germany, an organ is playing this piece of music very, very slowly and will finish soon.
Baseball? Is there a specific PlayStation baseball game this would be?
I don't think so.
Just nice to see them doing it. Also, Lynx, you're absolutely right. Let's do a road trip to Germany to go hear the new note.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him.
Cool.
That is, of course, bowling from PS
The Simpsons
Sports.
bowling.
The Simpsons bowling, thank you.
This is a road from Gran Turismo. Oh, that's nice.
It's just like little cubes that make noise. Is that Jumping Flash? Are you kidding?
God, it might be. Wow.
Okay, Jumping Flash so far I think is winning for what the hell? How
That
is
is
this in
the
here?
strangest deep cut, yeah.
Oh my god. You know I'm going the skull way.
Oh.
Again, what is not really playing here is that I'm having to sort of gently stroke the touchpad on my PS4 controller to do this.
Yeah, how's this bit feel to control?
Weird. Look, it's memory card.
Matt, I'm pretty sure that Simpsons Wrestling is one of the worst games I've ever played.
I hear people talk about it as one of the worst games, just in general.
Yeah.
I'm just having a weird memory of, like, I don't think I knew anybody who had official PlayStation memory card. Everyone had cheap knockoff. Official memory card, too expensive.
I had an official PlayStation memory card, but it was see-through plastic, and it was green.
Ooh, very Y2K of you.
Thank you.
Ow, 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 hey.
Oh, you need to get some more speed for that bad boy.
Well, then, let's accelerate and smash that bad boy, shall we? Get out of here, terrible boy. this looks like a hard challenge. So let's. Well, bye.
Oh, it was.
It was a hard challenge. I was right.
Oh, you can break by pressing down.
Ah, thank you for the tidbit game. That's very helpful for right now. Ah, it's PS1 disc.
Oh, what?
There it is. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Why were the PlayStation discs black? Other than the
find
fact
out when
it's
we play
very
Death
cool.
Stranding. It is cool.
Is that? Is that Music 2000 for the PS1? Sorry, that makes me sound absolutely. But oh no, that's just the CD player from specifically. This is boring of me. The NTSC, I think, BIOS,
Oh,
because the
right.
European one looked very different.
I remember it not looking like that. Yeah,
I think that's the American one.
that's cool.
That's such a boring thing for me to know.
Nah, it's good. It's important.
I've watched a lot of people on YouTube talk about old technology. It's what I do when I can't fall asleep. Oh. Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, did they purport it was anti-piracy? I mean, it did look incredibly cool, so I think it worked as a branding thing, certainly. Right, want to go to the right. Get the big coin. Yeah.
They added squid ink to it, like those kinds of pasta you can get.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm trying to do my most audible breaths. Oh, the electro cloud.
This
God.
is where your files are saved.
Oh my god, this is the cloud? I'm in the cloud right now? God, I can't get over. Like, this looks so cute. Like, the last area, the way that...
Wait, is that actually Ace Combat?
I don't know what the Ace Combat plane looks like, but it certainly seems like it could well be.
I mean, it's a fighter jet.
I know that Ace Combat got a fighter jet in it. Video
can't
which
believe you
says
made a
Ace Combat, so I believe him.
I made a joke about Ace Combat a few moments ago.
I think that Astro's Playroom might be out ahead of us in every single way. I don't know
Yeah.
if there are many things we could reference that they're not going to. I think it's safe that Tomby's not going to be in here. I think you're right that Bloody Raw 2 may not be in here. But other than that, I think
mean,
it's fair game.
I may be right, but I'm certainly not happy about it.
Wait, hang on. Did it detect me breathing in?
I mean, it detects noise, doesn't it? So this looks like the critical path. Let's turn around.
But that
Oh,
looks like
wait.
the critical path. I had to go off the beaten path to get here.
Moral choices.
I'm going for this one. Because we get to see
Oh, it's that one.
Ghost of Tsushima?
Tsushima, yeah, that's it.
I don't know anything about that game. I got that from context clues.
Yep.
Oh, hole.
Oh.
Apparently that could have been Ace Combat 3 Electrosphere specifically, which is some Ace Combat knowledge that I do not have, but I trust Link's.
See, I played the first Ace Combat and I enjoyed it, but then I later found out as an adult that they localized basically all the fun out of Ace Combat 1.
Oh, really?
Like, those games are extremely anime, and the first one is just like a bunch of missions. Yeah!
This is the coolest. This in the PS1 is the coolest thing that ever existed. When I was little, like, the PS1 was genuinely the thing I wanted more than anything in the world. I had to switch to my urchin voice. It was so cool.
Please, sir. Please, sir.
sir.
Can I have portable PlayStation?
As much as I talk about like the original grey box
Show us those
being
ports.
cool, I love the rounded PS1.
You know
like
so?
the smaller version.
I think it's a genuinely very beautiful little object, the little rounded PlayStation. Duck! I'm running out of ways to do audible breathing. Thank you, Inflatable Duck. We love you.
I hope we see Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver show up.
That's actually one I could very much imagine showing up.
Keep going.
The music got real cool. Bubsy 3D.
Oh god.
I think there is as much chance of the Wu-Tang Clan showing up as there is Bubsy 3D. I think that's a fair call to make.
Yes.
I'm really in love with this cool version of this music. It's also reminding me a lot of a game that I can't place right now, which sounds weird, but who's that gonna be? Is that Infamous?
It's Infamous's, yeah.
Ah, because they're doing electric when grinding. God, what was the Infamous guy's name? Was that Cole?
Cole, yeah. I remember that because in
Cole
PlayStation
McGrath.
All-Stars...
Thank you, Link. Sorry, Robin.
PlayStation All-Star Rumble, you can play as Cole and
Evil Cole.
Because they were so hard up for characters.
But also Raiden was there, so it's cool.
Raiden was there. So was Big Daddy from BioShock.
I remember kind of wanting to like PlayStation All-Stars because I liked the characters in it. Because Parappa was there.
Parappa was there. There was a stage where Master Onion was chopping, and then like a cool Killzone robot appeared in the background. I actually genuinely liked how the game was constantly mashing up. I think you want to go the other way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was like constantly mashing up stages with one another because obviously all these games were existing in the same universe.
Yeah. It was a big crossover, right? Like it was designed to be a crossover. I got too hasty.
Astro.
The one that sticks out in my mind is there was a level that I think started off as God of War, and then Patapon started walking all over it and attacking the baddie.
Yes!
It's so cute. Oh, I was too hasty again. I gotta be more patient.
I remember not playing Infamous, but I did play Infamous First Light, which is where you play as the girl who's got neon powers, and I enjoyed that one.
Wait, that sounds cooler than Cole.
Yeah.
Cole wasn't very cool.
It was like a they put it out at the same similar time to.
What's that?
What is that?
It's
a horror game.
I mean, the only game I can think of with a flashlight is Alan Wake, but it can't be that. That was like a 360 game, wasn't it?
Is it Fatal Frame? Probably not. Siren? No, because they don't wear those kinds of hats in Siren. They just turn into bugs.
It's the hat that's going to give this away, right?
Yeah.
Oh, have we been bested? Oh. Yeah, Fatal Frame would have a camera and be a bit more ghosty.
That's true.
Yeah! It's the PlayStation Boomerang! Now it's helping you with maths.
Ivy, that's Siren. But it ain't that.
Oh, there's not an engineer's name on this too. God, what a strange looking thing this is. Oh, is that the Alone in the Dark reboot? I don't know what that game looked like.
No. I don't think it's that.
Wait, Asymmetrical's right. We've got that artifact all soggy.
Okay, apparently it is Siren.
Oh, okay.
I don't necessarily believe that. I've played Siren fairly recently.
If everyone's saying it's Siren, I do believe them. Oh, I like how those TVs have the dev's name on them as the brand. That's very cute.
Here's what I'll say for Siren. It is an extremely cool game that I cannot recommend people play in good faith.
A cool game that maybe you don't need to engage with.
Yeah. Watch a Let's Play of it, but playing it for yourself is quite choresome. Is that a word? It is now.
It's choresome, yes. It's awesome combined with chores. I don't know if that's a Trinitron, but I also don't remember exactly what a Trinitron looks like. I feel if it was going to be a Trinitron, they could have just put the Sony logo on it, you know? It's... Surely Sony Games Division has... Oh, dear!
Oh, no.
I was thinking about Trinitron. Surely Sony Games Division has the right to use other things from, like, Sony Audio Visual Products Division, right?
I'm not sure what Trinitron is, I'm sorry.
It's a type of telly.
Ah.
It's a type of, like, CRT monitoring tel... Oh, it's the Colossus. Yeah, it's I think it's a relatively famous kind that Sony made. Again, I know it because, like, people these days are fiending for Trinitrons when they can find them.
Oh, okay. So I'm having a look, and first of all, in the GPU jungle, we missed 2 references. There is actually Crash Bandicoot right at the start of that.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
There is also Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver.
No, we missed Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver!
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Robin.
It's okay. We got the Order 1886, though.
You have to be polite to PlayStation. We're inside it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Lots of people probably worked very hard on that game. No, probably, in fact. Lots of people definitely worked very hard on that.
Sometimes it just doesn't come together.
Yeah. Video games are hard to make.
They very much are. I will get you pins. New strategy for pinball, just park at their house. Stand outside there. Oh, okay, no. New strategy for pinball, failed.
Can you go on that thingamajig on the left?
Almost certainly, but I wanted to get those guys.
Sure.
You mean this thingamajig?
That
or
thingamajig,
that thingamajig
yeah.
above?
The first one. Yeah.
Ugh.
God, pinball is so cool.
Pinball is incredibly cool, and also I feel like some of my most harrowing video game experience has been trapped inside a pinball machine.
Oh, you mean Sonic Heroes?
Pinball from Sonic Heroes! I love that game so much. That section was incredibly funny to play. Oh, wait,
Yeah,
wait, there was a
watching
thing.
it on stream, the bit with the pinball did slowly start to burn any faith that the game
No,
had built up
that
at
whole
point.
thing ruled. I cannot agree. That was perfect. I genuinely love that section with all my heart. It's too slippery. It's too slippery. It's too... Ah! Wait. Oh my god, because it's slippery, I can't stop the ball. But we need it. There's an artifact up there.
I love the lyrics in this bit. They can just be, oh yeah. That's all it needs to be.
Just vocode yourself kind of feeling it and going, yeah, and it will come out incredibly good. Yay!
That's
2
nice.
years HRT! Those apes can't escape now.
That's nice.
Good for her. I don't think I ever actually used the older version of the PlayStation. So this is a PlayStation controller in my mind, you know?
We did have the older one, but the with the analog sticks just feels so much more comfortable.
It just feels right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can kind of tell they stuck with basically... Yeah, I knew that was a bumper. I don't know why I did that.
No.
Like, they stuck with that shape for a very long time, like, identically, and they're still basically using that shape now, and they're right to.
They
like-
kind of like refined it.
Yeah, the DualSense is a little more ergonomic.
Yeah.
It's a little more rounded off, but it's still basically a DualShock.
Yeah, they've kind of been working with the same thing over and over again for the Pocket Station.
I think it only came out in Japan. I think that's the joke. But look, it's... You could play Chocobo game on that from Final Fantasy VIII, and you could probably play something else. That's also very true, Pauline. They did consider going with that boomerang-shaped thing for the PS3.
Oh god, yeah.
But mercifully, they stepped back from that.
Genuinely forgot about that.
I mean, the PS3
But
was
even then-
a sort of rough time for the controller, because, I mean, Callie mentioned before about liking Castlevania games. Vibration went away for a while as well, remember? Like the 6...
The PlayStation 1 like opening jingle going into a slap bass riff, I think I would like played as my casket is lowered into the grave.
Oh, I can't turn it off. God, oh. I'm in love with... Oh! Wait. It's not going to be Taro and... Yeah.
Wow!
They were... Oh, God, how do you explain them? They were some, like, kind of Japanese mascots for PS1 for a while.
Yeah, they're Japanese exclusive mascots.
But they were only really used in, like, marketing, right?
I think they had a, like, a Tamagotchi kind of style game as well.
Oh, did they?
I believe so.
Oh, God.
That was fun.
I'm very excited to get to the top of each of these hills now. What? Is that Ridge Racer? Is that the Ridge Racer title screen?
Yeah, that looks like it.
Someone's. Okay, no, they're excited. I wasn't sure if they were angry. Oh, that's Ridge Racer. Sorry,
Ridge
Perez, you're right.
Racer.
That's Bot Racer. Oh, you remember that one, Robin?
Yeah.
Ridge Racer, you remember that one? Is one of the sadder, like, games conference moments, I think. Yay! It's PlayStation! Show me those ports! This is as close as we can get to the ports on the PlayStation. Wait. Oh!
Yeah! Let's have a look at that serial number.
I actually realize now that I don't know what any of those ports do anymore. That's Kutaragi.
It's Ken Kutaragi! Yeah!
Oh, it's where you put the air conditioning. Look, it's the air conditioning holes for the PlayStation. Are you ready? Are you ready for the big reveal, Robin?
What's in there?
Nothing!
Nothing!
There's a laser,
Great.
though. There's a laser in there.
This thing's so cool.
Wait, is that the pattern again from the BIOS? Because that's cute. Oh, there is so much love in this. It's kind of wild. Like, this is a tech demo, basically, right? A really involved tech demo, but it's also such a huge love letter to just the PlayStation.
Oh, absolutely.
Whoa, that looks very cute.
The chip PS1.
Jiggly. Even more jiggly. Oh, wait.
That was fun.
Oh.
Can you jump on the mouse button?
No, I'm not heavy enough. I can do that, though. Oh, yeah!
Oh, nice.
That's how the multi-tap works, Robin. They've been in there the whole time.
I knew it.
Oh. I think that's where you plug the Pocket Station to the memory card slot. I think that's how it did it.
Can you go have a look at the Oh,
Does
nice.
something shoot out?
I think so.
You can make it make PlayStation noise whenever you want.
Can I have a look at the PSVR again? There's a serial number on it that I want to get a closer look at. Oh, is it not on here? Okay, never mind.
Were you expecting to see something?
Yeah, there's a serial number of the PSVR.
Yeah?
That should say when I find it.
Hi, Luca. We're learning about PlayStation. Oh, shoot, you see that? I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah, that's it.
From PlayStation.
From PlayStation, you know
Oh.
him. You've seen him. Also, I think one of the chaps at the side who's playing with a bunch of blocks, I believe. We'll have a look at him after we do Gacha.
Yeah, I've got some gacha to do.
But so we've already seen it. We just didn't know that it was actually a game.
Oh, really? A reference we didn't pick up on?
Yes. What do you think it could be then?
Which PS4 is this?
I've got that one. Oh no, that's the old one. I've got the Slim. Okay.
Oh, no, this is the Slim.
Oh, it is. It's totally the Slim.
Because it's got a bigger
weight.
wedge.
Yeah.
Show me those pots. Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh, look, USB. Ooh. Wait, there's a little Sony logo in there. I never knew.
That's fun.
Hi, next time. I'm genuinely having so much fun looking at all these weird PlayStation. Oh, that's cute.
That's really
They're
nice.
playing Astro Bot. Oh, I just realized it's slightly shaking because my hands are slightly shaking, so I'm trying to balance it.
Yeah, I was going to say the robot hand that we're seeing there on the screen, is that also like
That's Danny.
attached to the controller?
That's Danny's hand. Bring the orb close. Smash! Oh.
Oh, you gotta feel bad for the guy with the X-shaped hula hoop.
Yeah, he's really struggling.
Ow, 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 ow,
Ow, ow, ow. He'll get a turn on the circle one, don't you worry. I put my control down for a second and it really hated it. I want to get a can of energy drink.
And then smash it in your hand.
What do you reckon happens? Wait, that's cute. Look at that design.
That is cute.
Please, please. Why can't I get it any closer to my mouth? Please.
This is exactly what it feels like watching people fucking about in VR. Oh, that's good.
Okay, so it's technically losing, but you can... Oh my god, Callie, you're right. I should have shaken it. Can we lose again, please? I need to shake the can. We're just too good at getting puzzle pieces. PlayStation Home!
Hey, do you remember PlayStation Home?
I think about PlayStation Home constantly. I miss it so much. I never used it, but I miss it conceptually. I realise that's the reason PlayStation Home had to go away.
Yeah. Damn, we're gonna have so many puzzle pieces now.
Look, it's my other PS4. I have 3 of them.
Wow.
This art looks so cute. VT equals
Yeah.
life. No one said that.
That's what the word means.
Oh, that makes more sense. This person playing with cubes here? No, this is just
they're
cubes.
They're not cubes, they're blocks. They're small blocks.
Well, they're blocks of data from a memory card, presumably, right?
That's true, that's true.
You mean one of these guys around the edges?
That guy, specifically that guy. We just walked past him.
Yeah?
Okay, so what do you think this game is?
Is this a reference to a game?
Yes.
What?
Knack.
Yeah! Hell yeah! How can we make them form those cubes into a block?
Knack 3, baby.
It's coming. It's coming. Knack is coming. This is this is a hint.
Oh, it's trophies.
Wait. Oh wait. Mine. Goodbye. Also, I got a trophy called You Got a Trophy, which is cute.
Because you picked up a trophy.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That's good stuff.
What symbols could possibly be appearing on there?
Ooh.
It's cute. It's really cute. They've put in like replayability stuff like speedrun challenges as well, right? They went
Yeah.
so much harder with the entirety of this little thing than they needed to. Robin, do you want to go? Cooling Springs. This is the one we...
Yes.
Network speed. You want to go to we'll go to Cooling Springs.
Let's go to Cooling Springs.
Our guesses are basically the SSD one or Cooling Springs for what we want. Because you want to see the PS2, right?
Yeah, but I think this might be the PS.
I would have thought the SSD might be the... Oh, did the PS3 have an SSD? It didn't, did it?
No.
Whoa.
You know what? It doesn't matter. Hopefully we'll have enough time to see both.
Yeah. It's not a very long game, and I'm enjoying basking in it.
If we cared, we should have checked where the Move controller was. But I'm not too
You want to
broken
see
up about it.
you're in the movies?
Yes. Matt, we've already found the Vita.
Astro got a rubber ring.
Nice.
Oh my god.
We've also already found the third-party DDR, Matt.
This is so nice. The vibes here are perfect.
It's nice to have an island level. It's nice to be on island time.
We're finally on island time. Hey, there's someone out. Is that God of War in the sea? God of War's in the sea.
That's Dad of War, yeah.
Oh, Son of War is there as well.
He's a little baby.
A little baby going on a holiday with his dad. Excuse me, I'm just taking these coins. See you later. I deeply enjoy corrupting the names of things so they don't make any sense anymore. And Dad of Boy is an extremely good way to refer to God of War. It's the DualShock, but it grew up.
6-axis.
Oh wait, it's not got the vibration. No, it does. It's a DualShock 3. It's got the vibration. Vibration's back.
Do you think we're going to see? I've forgotten the name of the dragon one.
The dragon one? From which console?
The one where you fly a dragon on the PS3.
Oh. Was it Lair or something like that?
It was Leia. That was it.
I don't know. Loco Roco! Loco Roco! Loco Roco! Loco Roco! Loco Roco!
Oh.
Oh my god, they're doing the singing as well. Slap it.
Slap it.
No! Oh my god.
That's nice.
As evidenced by my screaming about when we saw Patapon and Loco Roco, the games of Japan Studio are very important to me.
Yeah.
I love them very... Is that Astro Crab? Oh my god, they've got a little shovel. I can't cry. I simply can't cry at this.
You will.
I do not have time to cry about a crab today. Oh, little PlayStation floaty. There's just... Oh. Hey, buddy. Wait, that's definitely something, right?
I think it's just a cute little thing you've discovered.
Is it?
It's a sad little thing.
It's a sad little cute thing. I suppose it's not being filmed, so maybe it's not a game. But it's so sad. They're meant to be on holiday.
You can be sad on holiday.
Well, I'm not planning to next time we go on holiday.
Yeah. We have not seen the gravity rushes yet. That's nice. That's nice. That's so strong.
Oh, I hope there's a Gravity Rush. Gravity Rush is such a cool game, and the designs are all incredible. And it never got the respect it deserved, I think, on account of it being on the Vita, you know? That's kind of the unfortunate part about how the Vita went. There's a lot of genuinely incredible games on there, and no one really bought a Vita.
Yeah.
Bath time!
I spent lots of time thinking about the Japanese exclusive Xbox games. Nobody's playing those.
How many of those were there?
Enough for Hey Heels to make a video about them.
Because I feel like I can't think of any.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they don't exist, of course, but there's none in my brain. Oh, I also really hope they port Gravity Rush at some point. I reckon it's probably quite hard to get that game onto a PC. Like, it's at the exact right point in, like, porting history where... Well, now I just feel mean. Can I make it again? No. Like, with it being a Vita game originally, and it eventually being... It got ported to the PS3, right? Was it 3 or 4?
I think it was on the PS3.
But it's like exactly the right point in history for that probably not to be an easy thing to port, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh. Oh. That's nice. Wait, that dolphin feels familiar. Was like a tech demo of a dolphin or something.
It might have been on an iToy game, perhaps.
Oh, maybe. No. Idyllic as this is, I bet this is very annoying to be downwind of.
I'm glad that you've got cameras and not eyeballs, because this would be very uncomfortable.
But I have eyeballs.
Well, lucky Astro did exploring for us.
Now I've said eyeballs. I wish Ibo were here.
Tech Demo Duck.
Tech Demo Duck is here. Oh my god. Oh. I love how many rubber ducks we're seeing. This game has a very high rubber duck number.
It's like an episode of Taskmaster.
Fewer eggs.
So far.
Fat Princess!
Yeah!
It's Fat Princess! Give me the
There
cake.
she is.
So it looks
Good
like
for
the
her.
ones here don't have cameramen, because I guess... oh no, that one does have a cameraman. God of War didn't have a cameraman outside.
I think it did. We just didn't spot the cameraman. We were
You
too
know what?
busy
That's
looking at
probably true. We were
Dad of
looking
Boy.
at Dad of Boy.
Oh, that's nice.
It's the PlayStation shapes, but as toys. Did they, Callie? Is that what happened to Fat Princess? Because it kind of just dropped off, right? They seemed really hot on it for a while, and then suddenly they weren't.
I would love to know, because I remember, like, it was kind of... Ooh.
Yay! I got a trophy called Hell Diver. You know, like the game, Hell Divers.
Yeah. Gonna have a good shower.
I guess we're about to break the showers. David Lynch made a PlayStation advert.
Yes.
What?
I mean, like, there are lots of weird adverts of the PlayStation and PlayStation 2. Like,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Who's Richard D. James's weird little mate? The guy who does his music videos.
I'm afraid I have absolutely no idea.
Hang on, let me Google the words Rubber Johnny. Chris Cunningham, that's his name. He did quite a few. He did a few adverts for the PS2 as well, didn't he?
The controller's making little boingy noises.
That's nice.
Sorry, I'm completely charmed. I'm like offline now.
It's nice to be a frog for a bit.
It's just nice to be like, specifically like a funny little frog. You know those little funny sticky springy toys you stick to tables and they come back up eventually?
Yeah.
This is like one of them. Yeah, the floppy little arms are so nice, right? Okay, don't go in the sea. Astro hates the sea. Oh god, Callie, that's dreadful. So they just never supported the game when it came out. That's so sad. I imagine that kind of thing happens an awful lot. Like, but there's like the human cost to that, right? A lot of people spent a lot of time making that thing.
Yeah. Congratulations, Danny. You just broke the glass ceiling.
Hooray! It's finally gone.
Happy International Women's Day.
We did it. Oh, they're making PlayStation. Oh, one of them is stuck in PlayStation.
Whoa!
What's this? Oh, they made a gun for the PS Move.
You can slot the PS Move into the front of it, yeah.
Wait, you mean, how do I point this at myself? You mean it goes there?
Yeah.
It goes right there.
God, crash teams are really funny is the thing.
What? Why has it got like a burst mode selector? What? What on earth?
This is weird.
I
really want to touch one. I really want to touch one of those.
Well, Robin, if it's any consolation, I bet you could certainly find one on eBay.
That's true.
That's a very odd device. I think what we can say confidently is that's not as cool as the gun con.
No, not as cool as the gun con, which we didn't see in the PS1 section. That's okay.
I bet it'll be in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Unless Namco are like, no, I don't want you to remember our work fondly.
We don't want you to remember that we made one of the best light gun games of all time.
I think we made about 5 of the best light gun games of all time.
Yeah. Have you played Time Crisis 5, by the way?
I have not. I've not played much Time Crisis in general, to be honest. I
They've
was
got a
very
second
much
pedal.
I forgot the name, even though we talked about them before. Point Blank and Ghoul Panic person. What is this? What is this? It's just
Stop my movable shoots.
like the...
Like Stop my mumble shoots.
Is that a Sly Stallone film?
Yes,
Oh,
it is. That's one of the weirdest pulls they could have possibly made.
They made 2 independent guns for the PlayStation Move. Well, this one's clearly less like tactical, right? This wouldn't suit you for Killzone.
This one does look cute though, especially when you consider it's going to have a big pink blob on the end of it.
You're right. I mean, a big pink blob on the end of it can make anything cute. Incidentally, thank you for watching our stream with a big pink blob in it.
Time Crisis 5
Yes.
is a game that has 2 pedals in it.
2 pedals?
Yeah, you press the second
playing
pedal.
Dude Raider. Sorry.
That's Uncharted. That's just Uncharted.
Yeah,
Come
exactly. Dude Raider.
on. Yeah, you press down the second pedal and you like circle around the other side, so you can like get a better angle on it. It's such a cool idea.
You choose which direction to duck in, because the pedal in Time Crisis is taking cover, right?
Yeah. Well, you let go of the pedal to take cover and press it down to stand up. Wow, what's this?
It's Metal Gear Salad. Also, it says Solid State on it, which is cute. That's a very cute. That's a cute
nice.
name for a robot version of Solid Snake. Wait. It made the noise. It made the noise. Huh.
Oh.
Just a box.
Astro Snake is so nice.
Genuinely so lovely. This Astro is just one of the cutest little robot designs I've ever seen in my life.
I was about to agree with you because I thought you were going to say Snake is one of the cutest of the guys I've ever seen in my life.
No, Snake's also a very good design. He's a very good guy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all cold outside. I don't want to go there. Honestly, Pauline, whoever created the Metal Gear Solid alert noise is like one of the most sound designers ever, you know?
Well, like, I presume that person also made the codec noise, which also they deserve a medal for.
Penguin.
Penguin.
This guy loves this igloo. God, look at that! Look at that penguin! They've got cooling fans under their wings.
Oh,
I love you, penguin.
Nice.
I'm not even going to hit one to see what happens. Honestly, Callie, I think that moment from Metal Gear Solid 4 is genuinely really funny and good. Metal Gear Solid 4 got some problems, but I also think that game got some moments. I do honestly think about the ghost of Psycho Mantis shouting, "Yes! Vibration is back!" all of the time. What's that? Oh, it's a nunchuck for a PS Move.
Sure.
Does this have any ports on it? Ah! Mini USB! Is that mini or micro?
That's mini. I don't think micro was as big a deal right now yet, was it?
Is micro the one that's like a tiny little thin one? I guess because it's quite small.
Let's see that serial number.
Oh, you're so right, you're so right. Where's the serial number? Akira!
Ah,
Also, it says lion on the back.
nice.
I think that's probably because of lithium ions. I do not remember what Mini B... Is Mini B the one you never ever see that's like a big sort of square? I remember this one kind of USB that barely exists except for on like printers. Astro does a little pirouette.
Oh, stunning.
Astro, you are so talented and beautiful, and I love you. That's a very good question, Ed. I think, out of the two, I think I'm probably more of a cat person. I've never, like, lived with a pet, but a few of my dear lovely friends, Robin included, got cats fairly recently, and I love them very much. They're very nice to sort of vibe with, you know? I have been sort of thinking, like, because one day I'd like to live with a pet, you know? But I spot charted! Look. It's a Blu-ray. So I've been trying to think, like, what pet suits me. I feel like in my heart I might be a bunny person.
Yeah.
But certainly more of a cat than a dog. But don't get me wrong, I love dogs so much. I just think I couldn't keep up.
Hang on, there's a cameraman over there.
Yeah, what?
Behind you?
There totally is. Bats are flappy puppies. Oh my god. Callie, you're right. You're so right.
Turn 180 degrees around. Left a bit.
Left.
Okay. Can you see that island on the right with a tree on it?
Yes, I can. There's a cameraman over there. We gotta go over there. I just realized I didn't press this, though. We should press this. Oh, it was a telling port.
That was fun.
What is this? There's some hats over here that are... What is this?
This is Until Dawn.
Oh! See, I was thinking, like, there's an axe and they look scared and someone has a hat.
Yeah. That game is pretty good.
Is that the one where Peter Stamara is scary?
Yeah, Peter Samara's in it. Rami Malek's in it as well.
Weird.
Yeah.
I mean...
I'm mutuals on Twitter with the person who did the box art for that game.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the actual good part about social media, right? Like, becoming inexplicable mutuals with people. Oh!
I became mutuals because we're both fans of the same podcast, and then I guess they became incredibly successful. I think also did a bunch of the renders for Cadbury chocolates.
Good for them.
Good for them.
Get it. Get that chocolate money. Yeah, I think, Pauline, you're right. Bunnies do seem like a lot of work. It doesn't seem like something maybe a pet you start with, right? So I think probably in the future, I would maybe think about getting a little cat friend to live with.
I think there could be a starter pet if you have a garden.
That's
or somewhere
true.
outside they can go.
I think mostly just bunnies are adorable. I watch a lot of bunny videos. Like, when I'm feeling bad, I'll load up YouTube and watch cute bunnies.
I didn't know that was a genre, but I guess everything could be a genre on YouTube.
There's a lot of people who love their pets very, very much, uploading the cutest possible videos to YouTube. Have you ever seen someone like cook a delicious curry for their cats? It's
I have
very
not seen
nice.
that. No.
That's the worst one yet. Ivy, I've not seen the cockatoo that screams into cup, but I would like to.
Oh, it's an iconic video of bird owner.
I know that birds can be very rowdy, and I think it's so charming. I love to see a bird being naughty. Ah!
Have you seen the video of the bird that walks into shot and then goes... It's good. Wait.
Huh?
Wait. Who's that over there?
Over here? Jill and Chris.
Chris and Jill.
Jill and Chris. Chris and Jill. Jill and Chris.
Who's that in the lab coat?
I think that's a zombie. Oh, up here. I think that's just a naughty scientist, right? Is there a specific?
I don't remember.
Is that Birkin? That sounds
William
right.
Birkin? Sure.
Also, Ed made a hang on, I'm going over to Discord because apparently Ed made a thing. No, Ed, that is not that's not the worst thing you or anyone has ever made. That's very funny. The bit has come back to get me. Oh, I do love that they include the door. This is so cute.
Genuinely, I remember being 8 and being more afraid of the door opening animations than anything else in the game. And then I got to the bit where the dogs jumped through the window and went, okay, I don't need to play any more of this right now.
Was that Resident Evil 1? Because I don't think I ever
That
played
was Resident
1.
1, yeah.
I did play 2. For some reason, like, when I was little, I really, really liked Resi 2 and 3. I'm not particularly a scary thing person, but for some reason I thought they were the coolest things ever.
I think that, I think the bit where the dogs jump through the window in Resi 1 is just such an effective jump scare. It probably wouldn't scare me now, because I know it's coming.
It is fully like a jump scare though, but
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen videos of it. Like, you're walking through a relatively safe-looking corridor with windows, and the windows smash and enemies come through, right? Like,
Yeah.
it works as I'm trying to think of the right word. Like, it takes away your feeling of safety, right? It lets you know that, hey, anything might happen at this point. This mansion is not safe, and I think it's really cool.
Absolutely.
I've got a lot of respect for Resident Evil, even if I haven't played Resident Evil. Cold sweat.
No.
Even if I've not played Resident Evil 1. I do, of course, also know about Jill's sandwich and the Master of Unlocking.
It's... Why did he say that?
Localization's hard.
Localization is hard.
Like, games had only just got voice acting. Like, it was an entire new, like... cold again.
Ooh, this bit's tricky.
An entire new, like, skill for teams to pick up, localization and voice direction.
Yeah.
I can completely see how, like, dodgy translations and stuff happen for a while, because it's so hard, right?
Just because it's hard to do doesn't mean it isn't also funny.
That's the thing. Like, it's... maybe I don't do it... Maybe I don't do it
But
that
how's
way.
he supposed to get up there?
I don't know. Your right hand comes off? See, I think your right hand comes off isn't like dodgy localization. I think that is canonically Leon being a huge goober.
Where'd everybody go?
Bingo. I don't know how I get that, I'll be honest with you.
That's tricky.
Let's just skip over that puzzle piece.
Yeah. It's not that big a deal.
We'll never complete the puzzle. Oh, jump higher. You're right, Shift. Also, yeah, Callie, I might just have to nail that jump better. You know what? We're there. Let's try.
Is there like a second stage of that jump? Like if you hold it down for longer?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think you just kind of do it. Like, there is an arc to it that I control with the tilting of my controller. So obviously, the more sideways I go, the less up I go. So it could be that I'm just doing too much sideways and not doing enough up.
Perhaps, yeah.
Aha!
Whoa! You just had to jump higher. Okay.
What I had to do is jump more upwards, but then, like, swipe with the controller right with the gyro.
I getcha.
Like, because I have tilty control, but I have real wild tilty control in the air as well. So if I go up and go really hard right, it will do that. Oh, this is cute.
Ooh.
We get to smash bits.
Rayman Legends.
Rayman Legends is also another game we have to play together on stream, Robin.
Yeah.
That and Origins. The
thing is, Rayman Legends is such a perfect game to play on the Wii U. I didn't know how well that would be replicated on other consoles.
We'll have to try because I do not have a Wii U and I'm not getting one.
I've got a Wii U somewhere.
Do you think it works? I actually saw a thing today saying that you should actually be turning on your... Oh dear. You should actually be turning on your Wii U if you want it to work, because some of the memory inside of it needs to be powered on occasionally or it can just rot away.
Right.
So you better go turn that thing on.
Huh. Okay.
Is this the right way? This can't be the right way. This looks too hard. Yeah, apparently it's like got NAND flash in it, which can succumb to bit rot if it isn't used every so often.
Jesus.
Oh, maybe this was the right way.
I guess like when I say
who is Scissor's weapon?
that's not going to be Clock Tower, is it?
That can't be Clock Tower.
It can't be
surely.
Clock Tower.
That can't be the Scissor Man. Could it be the Scissor Man from Clock Tower?
Okay, apparently it's a game called Puppeteer.
Oh God, of course, yes. Oh, Puppeteer is a game I saw at PAX and then never played, but remember thinking was the most cool, adorable thing ever. It's the PS3!
Ooh.
I know we have kind of moved past the point of it, but don't you miss console startups being an event?
Yeah.
Like, I wish consoles had a little more, like, pomp and
It's Parappa and Gemelani.
It's Parappa and Lammy! Why are they cardboard?
Because this is also Sega Star as well at the same time, I guess.
Because they're 2D! They're 2D in their art styles!
Oh. Of course. That's beautiful.
Oh my god, that's so good. I think Parappa and Lammy are the ones I would really want to see. I'm glad Lammy is there as well, by the way. Huh?
There's one more thingamajig.
Where?
I swear it was in here.
What are you looking for?
There's somebody else that we need to have a look at with the camera.
We'll keep looking. We're not done exploring yet.
There they are.
I'm going to go around the outside. I'm not just going to not explore the whole area, Robin.
Of course. Hang on a second. The platforms you're standing on to get up to the higher section. Go back and look at those really quick.
Yeah?
Stand on them. Oh, I thought they kind of looked a bit like a PSP Go.
It would be really funny with the reverence that this game has treated all the other PlayStation things for the PSP Go to just be a platform.
Yeah. All right, I think turn around at this point.
Yes.
And there.
Was that a Sly Cooper?
I think it's a Sly Cooper.
Come out. Get out of
It's not
there.
gonna come out if you start bashing it up.
Get
It's
out
gonna
of
get
there,
scared.
Sly Cooper.
Like Sly Cooper.
All I really know about the Sly Cooper is that they are a raccoon and have a big bushy tail. But do they have that hat as well?
They got a hat. They've also got a crook they use to swipe things.
That's probably a Sly Cooper. Also, they like to steal things because
Yeah,
they
maybe
are
I should-
a thief.
Maybe I should play all the Sly Cooper games.
Like, you can get into Sly Cooper now in 2023.
Yeah.
It's just out of the consciousness enough.
Someone has to. The barbecue grill.
Yeah. God, the PS3 was such a chunky guy, wasn't it?
Mm.
Hey, did you know that you could power the whole of your kitchen with the processor in this? Show me those ports! 4 of USB?
That's a lot. That's a lot of USB ports. You could play an entire game of Rock Band with that.
And you would have done. This was about the right time.
Yep.
I also heard that the PS3 is miserable to develop for. I don't
remember
exactly
Gabe
know
Newell.
why, but it seems like it's good that everything is like based on vaguely PC architecture now, right?
Yeah, I remember Gabe Newell was famously quite miserable about developing for the PS3.
So miserable that they stopped making games entirely.
Yep.
Tokyo Jungle. Oh my
Yeah.
god, they need to rescue that thing. Tokyo Jungle, one of the best downloadable titles ever, completely lost to time.
The only game that forces you to play as a Pomeranian.
Or a salaryman. You can be both.
But it forces you. That's not the first guy you unlock.
That's very, very true. You get the choice to be a salaryman.
Yeah.
You can go home and be a salaryman. That's nice. I want to believe that's gone from Tekken 3, but that's probably demo dinosaur again, isn't it? Whoa,
Gone
that's a
is like-
PS2.
Ooh. Gon is the only character that doesn't appear in the Tekken Tag games. Like, they get Lily's like chauffeur to show up, who's an old man who never shows any sort of fighting prowess, but he's in there.
He's dusty,
Gon-
but it's right that he's there. Also, does anyone know what that disc art is of? Sorry, Robin.
I think it's Eco.
Is it?
I think it might be. Yeah, like as IVMX pointing out, Gon was a licensed character, who also showed up in a manga, I think, and they just put him in Tekken 3. Why not? What?
What?
That existed?
This is new to me as well. What? What's that little knob for? Oh, for screwing it in. What?
Sony is so weird.
What? Is this actually just to run like little GPS software on your PSP?
Maybe, yeah.
That's incredible. Also, JJ, it makes me so happy that your PS3 has still got Tokyo Jungle going. Please, keep the light on. A loading icon.
That's nice.
That's just a nice statue of those little guys. Yes, okay, can we shake it up? you can play catch with it. I can't shake it because I keep throwing it into the sky. Ha. Ha. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. Yeah! It's the
Oh.
coolest one!
We round up the boys. No corners.
Oh my
Soft
God.
edges only.
Open! Laser. There's the laser. Oh, by the way, never touch the laser. You will be instantly sucked into the PlayStation.
Like in Tron.
Like in Tron. Yoshiko! We're out of coins. We can't play gacha anymore. Wait. Portable Ops use the GPS receiver?
It's portable ops.
That's true.
These ops are portable.
Wow, you can take those ops anywhere. Well, I think, Robin, we have somehow avoided it all this time, but we are finally going to get to see the PS2 for you.
Save the best till last.
We already did the PS1. No, the PS2. The PS2 absolutely rules. I think the PS2 is the first console I have real, love for. I liked my PS1 a lot. I played a lot of it. I don't think of it and go like, hell yeah. I think mostly
I
of
was
the
probably too young.
aesthetics of the PS1.
I was too young to appreciate it, I think.
Exactly, yeah. The PS2 was where I first got to make character-defining decisions about what I was playing. We've just been playing Lapicelle together.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ed, that's really lovely.
Aw.
Also, your granddad sounds clever and cool.
This is cool.
This is the SSD Speedway, Robin. This is where all my fast data goes through.
Oh, it's doing Watergate.
I wish they were doing Motorgay.
Yeah. This is so pretty. Look at what the power of the PS5 can do.
It can load all of this data immediately. Oh!
Ooh.
Can I blast myself straight down into a hole?
No.
I wouldn't do that to you, Astro. Yeah! Oh, oh, I think... No!
Why didn't you aim for the coins?
Because I was trying to, but I was going down because I was on a glider. It wasn't powered.
You aimed to the left.
Well, yeah, but there was a platform there. Go! I want to go on the platform.
Callie, this does feel like Sayonara Wild Hearts, you're right.
That is in no way a bad thing.
No. Game of all time, Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Honestly, I think about replaying that on stream very often.
That'll
Gravity
be fun.
Rush!
Yeah!
It's Catful Gravity Rush! Oh, God. I thought we should... Oh, apples. Is apples in Gravity Rush? Maybe
Yeah,
apples
just
is a Gravity Rush
a
thing.
tasty snack.
Well, no, she's carrying one around. She's playing with one.
Sayonara Wild Hearts still has like one of the wildest like final minute twists I've ever seen.
Incredibly funny. I'm not going to spoil it in case I do ever revisit it.
Yeah. It is up there with that film where Robert Pattinson it pans out and
Is a
turns out that he's in the
vampire.
World Trade Center.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant a different Robert Pattinson film. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. It's fine.
Oh,
It's fine.
It's fine. Big coin.
I love big... Uh-oh. Well...
Ooh. Oh, no! Astro!
I love Bitcoin too much. Oh, wait. Oh, my... I didn't pick up on that, Ivy. You're so right. Apple is the gravity fruit, isn't it?
Oh, of course, of course.
Apple is how they figured out what gravity was when that guy got bonked on the head under a tree. Jonathan Gravity.
I like it when people say that Newton invented gravity. Which, like, what does it imply about the state of the world before he invented gravity in that case?
Well, you didn't need shelves.
Yeah. Apples were just floating about in trees. You had to pluck them out of the air with nets.
Like you were catching flies.
Bust the sword!
Bust the sword! Bust the sword! Bust the sword!
Bust the sword!
That's dangerous.
I love the spotlight as well.
The spotlight
That's
making
good.
it look like the main menu of Final Fantasy VII.
That's good.
It's so good. You know what? I think this is a very cute way to include it. I don't know if even if the characters
Yeah.
don't show up, I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, we didn't need Cloud to show up.
I mean, I would like I'd like Tifa to show up.
Hey,
I love Cloud. I'm kidding.
I like Barrett to show up.
I would, honestly, I don't think. Oh, they kissed me to death. I don't think I could choose specifically one character.
Who would you not want to show up from the roster? Sid.
It's Sid, isn't it?
Sorry.
He's too rude. Hojo, no. Shift and asymmetrical on the right. It's Hojo.
It's such...
Oh.
Wow.
They aimed that at you, huh?
Pauline, if you want to play as Tifa in a fighting game, might I suggest you have a look at Guys, God Bless
God
the Ring.
bless the ring. Oh, we don't have the Urkai's noise on the soundboard.
Is there an... Oh, of course, the menu noise.
that happens every time you do anything on the menu.
I'm just going to cheat and look at this like checklist of... Okay. Unfortunately, there is no The Bouncer in this game.
There's no what, Robin?
The Bouncer. Sorry, let me clear my throat. Thank you.
Urkai's doesn't seem like it's a very good game, but also, for my purposes, I don't think it needs to be. I crashed.
Yeah. Oh,
I crashed.
I think the most notable thing about guys is the crossover characters in it, right? It also had a like an adventure mode. A lot of like PS1 fighting games had that. I mentioned Battle Arena Toshinden earlier. Wait, no, did that one have it? No, it was Tobal number 1.
Yeah, it's Tobal that
Had
did.
that.
The Urkai seems like a very ambitious game that they just didn't stick the landing on, but I think it looks really interesting because it is like, it's Squaresoft trying to make a fighting game, right? But it's very different from what other fighting games were doing at the time, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
And that makes it very interesting for me in a way where I would like to go back and play it to see.
Yeah. Shift, can you send that video to me, please? If you can find that. Yeah, I know you just said that it's 15 years old, but I desperately need to see that video of a guy turning on Ergos the first time, seeing Sephiroth, and then dying.
What is this? What was that game? Oh, yeah, Pain. Okay. They had to label that one.
Not much faith in that one, unfortunately.
What's that PS3 downloadable game where you slingshot yourself at stuff? Oh, it's Pain.
Oh, it's Pain.
Was it like a reckless disregard for gravity, or was that Deja Barn game?
that was Deja Barn.
Games
Well,
I
I
am
said about
extremely unfond of.
Do you remember when they put out a game called 123 Hit It, Drop That Beat Like an Ugly Baby?
Yeah, I think the main Ratchet and Clank!
Yeah! There's my boys.
The main
What's
thing...
on his back? What's on his back? What's on his back?
You know what? That's a very good point. Yeah! Oh my god, that's so nice. Oh my god. Oh, they're loading the rocket up with the memory card data. Oh, it's Killzone. That's Killzone, right? That's Killzone. This is practice.
One thing we can say for Deja Barn games is that they are proof that having a long name does not necessarily mean that you have a good name.
It seemed to be their kind of thing, right? It's like, I'm sure it hit for some people. It's just personally, it did not hit for me, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
God, the one unblinking red eye like a cyclops staring out at you. I love it so much.
Is there a... I can't see it. It's a bit dark in here.
Yeah.
It's just a cool looking controller. You know one of the people who won the Potato Arc, Callie? You know Steam
That's cool.
royalty. Oh, it's nice that they're like pointing at where to go. I'm trying to think like... Oh. Is this rocket going to be a reference to something? Or are we just going to go to the PS2 BIOS?
I mean, rockets are cool.
Rockets are cool.
If we see like those 7
There's
dots
Jesse
circling
and
around.
James, and there's Meowth, and...
Very good.
Thank you. Sorry, if you see those dots circling around.
I'm gonna stand up out of my chair and beat my chest like a gorilla.
Well, Robin, you better get ready to go gorilla times. Astro gets a funny little spaceship!
Ooh. Like a launch party.
Like in Launch Party from Rhythm Heaven. How do I... Oh, I have to tilt. I
Tilts
see.
it.
I keep forgetting this game wants me to gyro because I never gyro. Even when I'm meant to when I'm playing Splatoon. Oh, this is nice.
This is really nice.
Honestly, with the gyro movement and stuff, this feels very much like a downloadable title from the PS3 or something.
The
Fibberman! Fibberman!
Yeah.
These animations are very true.
They're very authentic, aren't
They're
they?
very authentic. Oh, Vibri is an absolute bunny of all time. You're so right, Rose.
Yeah. It started early. That's what we're saying.
I'm so happy. Now that we've seen her, I'm happy. I'm sorted.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
These
just...
like cool growths along the side kind of remind me of Heart of Darkness. If anybody else played that,
Is that the PlayStation 1 game that was all like...
it's like a side-scrolling adventure game.
Yeah,
kind of
there
thing.
was a really old game like that I can't remember. Another World?
Yes. Yeah.
No, please don't blow up the PlayStation shapes. I blew up the PlayStation
You
shapes.
blew them up. Ooh.
What's that? Is that going to be like the...
It's multi-tap.
Ah! Hey, it's a
I have
much
one
more,
of these.
much more regular shape on the PS2, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
It's like a square.
Pauline, Heart of Darkness is still spooky as an adult. The death animations in that were very imaginative. Especially when you consider you're playing like a 10-year-old.
What are those things in the background? Are they just like capacitor? Or... Oh, they're LEDs.
Diodes, yeah.
They're just
that's
LEDs
nice.
existing in the cave.
Actually, it is like the Joseph Conrad novel, except in name alone, and everything else is completely different. Another world is when we get stabbed in the ankle on the second screen and die.
Yeah, like a
you
leech
can
bites
also-
you and then you just fall over, right?
You can also die basically that quickly in Heart of Darkness.
I feel like that's a hallmark of those games. I don't know what you would call that genre of game. Other than hard
Splatformer.
games I don't understand.
I'd go with adventure game, I guess. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah! Wait, did you see the description?
Yeah.
Cute. Really cute. Oh, this is a 10,020.
Cinematic platformer, that's a good one.
Oh, that is a very good descriptor of them. Yep.
Oh no.
I love stuff like this, but also past a certain point, when you lose control, it's gone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Genuinely, like, again, the, like, triggers having resistance here. Obviously, resistance being a reference to Resistance 3, which I think was a PlayStation game, really, really adds to this. Oh.
Oh. Clown.
How dare you bonk my flight machine? It makes it feel genuinely a lot more impactful that you're flying around.
Yeah.
What's the coolest way we can land? Full force. What's this? What's this?
So I think this is meant to be Detroit Become Human.
Oh, because they've got the little triangles. Again, real hack hours.
Yeah. Remember when the performances from two of the characters in that game were so good it made people think it was a good game?
I don't know, like, these were very, very good performances. I'm glad people had a nice time in it, basically. I do not need to engage
Yeah.
with Detroit Become Human at all.
Nope. It's very funny that that David Cage was trying to tell his very serious story about racism. I was saying in my game, I actually go out of my way by making the androids be the good guys. Yeah! Hang time, baby!
Yeah! It's the PS2!
Is that specifically Devil May Cry
Are they-
3 as well? Because it's Jester. I'm going to assume
Probably,
so.
right? Oh, no, I want to hit Jester. Kill Jester.
Oh, fell on his head. That's nice.
Oh my god. Wait, specifically if you interrupt them, Dante hits them back up into the air? Oh my god.
That's so good.
God, that's so nice.
What was I saying?
If there's a Quiet Man reference, I am going to be very surprised, let's say. I don't know if anyone remembers the Quiet Man other than like the joke compilation videos that went around, you
Yeah.
know?
Favorite, funniest thing about the Quiet Man is when they patched that game to put sound back in.
What?
Did you not hear about that?
No.
Yeah, they patched the game so that all the subtitles have got voice acting. So all the cutscenes have voice acting again.
What is it? They backed out of their gimmick.
Yep.
What? Fantavision! Oh my god.
Yeah.
I hope it's Fantavision. It's fireworks, which counts. That's Little Big Planet, right?
Sacked boy, because there's buttons on it as well. Yeah.
That's how the level selection looked in Little Big Planet. Oh.
And it's a little planet.
It's a no, like that's literally how you interacted with the game in Little Big Planet. You cursor around a globe and you open up the zips into levels.
One of the buttons says "I love milk."
Does it? Why does?
Do you not?
I mean, no, I do love milk. I love the Astro cow so much. I want the Astro cow button saying "I love milk" in real life. Oh, God. I realise this whole game is absolutely like, hey.
Do you remember this? Seen this shit? Crazy, huh?
How we get in here? How we get in here? Yeah, like, I know this whole game is, like, fan service, basically, but it's absolutely adorable, and I'm really here for it.
Yeah.
How do we get inside?
We've got a lot of people talking about the Quiet Man right now. I would like to point out it's very funny that Pauline said the story of the Quiet Man was constructed so that something might happen, when I think that the story of the Quiet Man was pretty accidental.
Wipeout!
Wipeout!
There's a Wipeout car, right?
I think that's a Wipeout car.
That's very true, Callie. That's a very significant difference. It's fan service by people who have a lot of love for the thing. Like,
Yeah.
Astro's Playroom would not have come together like it did if the people making it didn't really deeply care about what they were doing. I'm so sorry, buddy. I'm so sorry. This whole thing is a labour of love. And a really interesting way to show off the console, but a labour of love. Now, if you'll excuse me...
I do appreciate that being the second time we've mentioned Aphex Twin in this stream as well. By having Wipeout showing up.
Did Aphex Twin do music for Wipeout?
I mean, look at that game. That's got breakcore all over it.
That's very true. If there is a game series I had to guess that Aphex Twin made music for, it would probably be Wipeout. Whoa!
Whoa!
Wait. There are so many guys getting blasted into space up here.
Lynx, you're right. Lynx, you're right. That's definitely Ico. Look, they're holding hands on the cover of it.
Yeah, and they've got the little horns as well.
Wait, look at the back of the disc quickly.
It's blue.
It's shining and reflected.
Oh my god, they got reflections in here. Oh. I think part of what makes the PlayStation very cool to me, other than the fact I had one when I was little, is that they did a lot for the branding of things like discs, right? Things like they made their consoles look very cool, and I think that's a very large part of getting people to love your thing, as well as the fact that the games on those systems absolutely banged. That helps too.
Yes. Absolutely, yeah.
Wait.
Well, like, Wipeout just showed up, but that was a game that, like, famously was getting played in nightclubs in the mid-90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, because the soundtrack of that game was like... I mean, that's actually why I really like a lot of Sony stuff, and why I have a lot of respect for Sega as well. Like, caring about soundtracks to that level is not something that necessarily all companies did, right? And I think it is a really... Gun! It's a really... It's an aspect of a game I personally really like, so when like there is an extra level of care put into it, I'm like, that's for me, I jive with this, basically.
Yeah.
Not to say that, like, other companies weren't also really cool. Like, I have a lot of fondness for many other games, right? I've played so many games at this point. But I think the PlayStation's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa!
there it is! There it is! I've never actually seen one of these. So, like, this is really fun to see. You had one?
I had one.
You had one? What did
It
you
didn't
do with
work
it?
if there was like bookshelves in the background. There was a game that came with called iToy Play, where you had like a bunch of different mini games, including washing windows with by waving your arms about, or slapping ninjas by waving your arms about.
Sorry, I've just seen Callie's story, which ends with Kratos is technically a motorbike, and I'm obsessed. I'm gonna remember that for the rest of my life and not have the terminology to properly explain it, so I'm gonna find myself in a few years' time desperately trying to explain why I'm calling Kratos a motorbike to someone at a party or something.
Video games are so funny. I remember a thread of like people discussing their game design sins, and I think it was in X-Men Origins Wolverine, where they said that in that game every single character has a flag saying whether they're a helicopter that's taking off or not.
I'm assuming it's usually no.
Usually no.
Usually no, yeah. More often than not. Video games are so good is the thing. Like, video game development is fascinating and seems incredibly difficult. It's why we say, like, making games is really hard to do quite often, right? Because I firmly believe that, but also, sometimes you have to do what you can to actually get something over the line. And if you have to say whether or not everyone in your game is a helicopter, who am I to say that's wrong?
Yeah. Yeah. Why we say video games are hard to make when we're playing something that isn't as well realized as it needed to be, because we can see there's lots of time and lots of effort, and you can put a lot of time and effort in and still not get something that's there yet because it needed like another 3 months or another 5%.
What is this? What is this? What is this?
This is Resogun.
Resogun! Oh my god, of course, because it was all voxel based, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The fact that the iToy had a window cleaning minigame set to that joke song about cleaning windows is
Wildly horny joke song about cleaning windows as well.
What?
Yeah, that song's got some lyrics.
What? I mean, I believe you, but I've got some research to do afterwards. What? Did horniness exist in, like, 1930?
I've seen Miss Thompson in her flat take off her shoes, her coat and hat. I've seen her take off more than that when I'm cleaning windows.
That's rude. That's rude. You can't say that.
Can't be saying that, George. For me, I'm looking up when I'm cleaning windows on rapgenius.com.
Got George Formby's bars on there. Oh, do you want to hear a rubbish claim to fame? This is
please.
the only thing I know about the like city closest to where I grew up. George Formby was from there. Also, I went to the same school as Tim Curry.
Wow!
Wow! Utterly pointless claims to fame.
The town I grew up in had Keith Harrison, Orville the Duck, from there.
Oh, iconic British puppeteers.
Yeah.
Oh, Callie, I'm so sorry about that.
Ah, well.
They
can't all be zingers.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine. Oh, zapped. It's fine. You came out much cooler than them. Also, maybe the Tim Curry going to my school thing influenced me in a way I didn't understand. Thank you, Tim Curry, for your energy guiding me through my life. You were in all the films I've seen.
Such as Fern Gully, The Muppets Treasure Island,
Clue.
Clue.
Please, I just want to go inside the asteroid. Look, thank you so much. Shift right. Tim Curry also sent us to Spice.
Spice.
Spice. I can't. My VTuber can't do the throw the head back thing with spice.
You should have a button that you can press that does that specifically.
It's worth it. It's worth it to rig that up, I think. For when you need to go to the only place uncorrupted by capitalism. Excuse me, I want to go through the hole. Thank you.
Oh god. This looks very precise.
It's fine. We will absolutely get through it. Also, yes, Pauline, watching Clue is a great idea. I would love to rewatch that film and think everybody should see it.
Folks at home, we have movie nights in our Discord server. If you're just seeing this for the first time, come hang out. It's fun.
PS2 Slim!
Ooh.
PS2 Slim! Looks just like its mom.
Oh,
That's cute.
why is this so nice?
It's genuinely so lovely. Oh, who is it? Oh. I can't read that from here.
Can you zoom in and then tilt it a little bit? Or?
Ah! That looks like a real serial number.
Yeah.
Oh, Mackie on the right-hand side.
Maki Ito? How nice of them.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's the wires that mean you're in a PlayStation.
Ooh.
Hi, Blue Robin.
Hi, Blue Robin.
I think I posted about this on Twitter recently. There is a part of me, now that I have my own money, that dearly wants a pink PS2 Slim, because they made a pink PS2 Slim, and it is one of the most absolutely gorgeous objects I've ever seen. I don't need it, and it's really expensive, so I'm probably not going to get it. But oh my god, it's such a beautiful object. It comes
Maybe I
with
should try and track down a Spice Orange GameCube.
Honestly, yes. We should get consoles in our image colors.
Yeah. God, if there's a Dead to Rights reference in this, I think you would be the only person that remembered it, Strong Bad.
What's Dead to... Oh my god, Dead to Rights...
Take up your grievances with City Hall.
Dead to Rights is a game I only know through watching a Let's Play a very long time ago, and I think that's
Yeah.
probably true for an awful lot of us, but oh my god, I
Yeah.
haven't... Same blob. Haven't thought about it in such a long time. Dead to Rights is a good call for one, for an obscure one. We're safe, we're safe!
Nicely done.
Why is the inside of this PS2 so dangerous? Ah, yep. Yep, yep. This reminds me of a section this section reminds me of another game we definitely aren't going to see, rather. Hey, Robin, what do you know about irritating stick for the PS1?
I know that sounds like you've definitely made it up.
It's real. It's a genuinely real game.
If you say so.
What's that? What's that? What's that logo?
God, I actually don't know. Oh, I think it's meant to be Street Fighter. Yeah.
Was it Street
Okay,
Fighter?
yeah.
The Street Fighter. Was the Street Fighter on PlayStation?
I guess so.
Oh dear.
Oh, irritating stick is Kururin. Okay, I
no.
do know about that. It's
I
not that.
think I think Strong Bad Man was making a joke about Kururin also featuring
Being
an
an
annoying
irritating-
stick.
It has an irritating stick in it. Okay.
Irritating Stick is a genuine game, and I don't know how to describe it, but as soon as you see it, you will know the game. However, I would ask you not to look it up until we go play loads of PS1 games together. Oh!
Can you just get the cannons to shoot at it?
I think I need to set those on fire.
Oh, nice. The boss fights in this are pretty cool.
Oh, hang on! I do know the Street Fighter on PlayStation, because...
Oh, Street Fighter EX, of course.
You're gonna be so angry at me, Robin. The first Street Fighter game I ever played was Street Fighter EX plus Alpha.
So I'm not angry at you because I understand that you played that and it kind of put you off the franchise for a while. So I'm not angry. I wish it hadn't been that way.
I mean, it had Skullomania in it, so that was good.
Oh yeah,
You could do
that part was
Skullo
good.
Dreams. But I mean, it wasn't a bad game. It was just a confusing one.
Imagine if you had rival schools instead. Everything would have been different.
I would have been a lot more of a fighting games girl, but I think I still would have had the same response when I saw Elfelt for the first time.
Yeah.
Immediately becoming a Guilty Gear girl.
A religious experience.
That's just God of War. That's Dad of Son. Oh dear. I'm just wait, hang on, Robin. You know what's about to happen, right?
Let's go! Let's go! Oh, yes!
Did you know that all of the PlayStation startup sequences were based on real meteorological events that they captured inside of a machine?
All of them?
All of them, yes.
That's incredible.
Sony developed a device to capture the cosmos inside of a small box. Here's the small box.
It was called the Emotion Engine.
Oh dear.
The trophy's called Emotion Engine.
There it is. Show me those ports. What's the little port on the front for? The S400 port.
There's a lot of stuff in the PS2 that was never used or utilized properly.
Oh, you mean
Let's turn that bad boy
like
around.
this?
Yeah, I do mean the expansion port.
Also, shout out to Nico.
I know. I've seen stories of people talking about the expansion ports on Twitter when they used to work at Game Station, where they pop that thing open and find someone's stash in there.
Yeah, sure, of course. Also, I've just realised we have full crash zoom button, but also I have a real gentle zoom, Robin, on those ports. Just a real creepy
a gentle
zoom.
pushing. What a console.
Such a look, isn't it?
I still have my functioning Fatboy PS2. I remember one of the first times that our dear friend Matt came over to my flat. I had that still hooked up to the TV, and we played Micromaniacs together on it.
Is that when you also tried to play the Unholy Warfrost and it wouldn't load?
Yeah. Yeah.
Still no idea what that game is.
We managed to get the opening cutscene to play, and that's good enough.
It's something terrible is happening in CPU Plaza, Robin.
Well,
First,
we gotta
have
do
to
that
go
gacha
a little
pull
bit of
first.
gacha, yeah. Wait, you're saying if I unlock the PS6, do I get a free one? Should I have done this game as soon as I got my PS5?
What if that was the case and just no one was telling you? Like, everyone just kept quiet about it?
Well, everyone was in on the bit.
Yeah.
PS4! Honestly, Strongbad, like, this game is such a joy that I totally could play a full one of this.
Yeah.
I'm...
They're doing surgery on him!
They're doing surgery on Sackboy! What's this meant to be? They did surgery on a Sackboy, you're so right. What's that supposed to be if not doing surgery on Sackboy? There it is! The platform! What a weird little thing the PSP Go was.
It was digital only, wasn't it?
Oh, God, it was, wasn't it? Way out ahead of that curve. Again, weirdly prescient.
Noda Sensei.
Noda Sensei? It's fascinating to look at things like this as like a cold shot on the industry. Like, when people do stuff way too early and they end up suffering because of it to some degree, right? Like something flops because of it.
Maybe you've heard of the Dreamcast.
I have heard of the Dreamcast. We've talked about the, oh, there it is. The smaller Panini Press. Still quite a chunky thing, isn't it? Ishi.
No, Robin, the Game Gear does not classify in that. I'm sorry. I'm putting my foot down.
It had a color screen and it had Sonic on it.
It's not being ahead of the curve to have a battery life of 30 minutes.
My iPhone does. Whoa, it got even smaller!
Whoa!
I remember thinking this thing looked real cheap.
Yeah.
That sliding door on the top always struck me as so cheap. Vegeta!
Oh.
I think it's just, if they've put the effort in to put the names on them, I think it's important and cute. Hang on, show me those ports!
Yeah.
Oh, it's got an icon for when the cylinder is being accessed.
Come on, that's fun.
But you're right, it is fun. I take it all back. Callie, you're right. That thing got pop station energy. This is PS3 UI icons.
Oh yeah.
I remember because the friends icon always struck me as really cute on the left-hand side. Just the two little smiling guys.
What if I told you that one of them was teleporting behind the other, like in Dragon Ball Z, and is about to beat them up?
Oh, that's so cute.
Ashes once gave you a pop station.
Wow, congratulations, Rude. You've got a cursed item. That's currently sucking your energy out. You want to go see what the problem in CPU Plaza is?
Yeah.
Can I stand on the sticks? No, I can't.
We met Ashton's, didn't we?
We did very briefly, yeah. I took a photo for my flatmate. It was confusing.
Yeah, it sure was.
Was that at Manchester MCM? Was that when you were dressed as a Street Fighter?
There was a Street Fighter. There was also some Robot Wars going on there as well. If you remember that part.
Confusing day for everyone involved.
It was quite naff.
God, that was really cool. That door opening was cool. What's going on in there? That's not good, is it? Where was the cubes? Where was the? Am I being silly?
It's already clear where the cubes are.
There's a path that goes down. Okay. Oh, there is a path that goes down.
Oh.
Show me those evil cubes. Oh. Oh, that's cute. Let's go inside the scary zone. Hi, Grillson. 1994. What? Was the Sony PlayStation launch the one where they just came out and told everyone the price and then walked away and immediately destroyed the Saturn in a pool of gas?
Yes.
Are we just going to see a man come out and say the price of the PlayStation? Oh, it's
Hopefully.
Ken's! Demo 1! Demo 1! Demo 1! Hell yeah! How I play Demo...
It's Ken's memory stick in that.
Are we going to get to hear some real PS1 beats?
If there's actually Blitzer Boy in this, I'm going to lose my mind.
Who's got this many memory cards? Jeez, Ken, share them out.
Ken Kujaraki does.
You know, I suppose he probably does need quite a few, doesn't he?
Oh.
This isn't the right shape to be a Karushi level, is it? What is
It
this?
should be longer, but also like the repeating textures are very like intelligent cube.
This is... Ah, he's here!
Oh,
He's actually
gone to
here!
4x3. It's gone to 4x3.
Oh my god, it has gone to 4x3. Oh my god. Oh my god, the enemies are all low poly now! You.
This rules. Ooh.
It had waves. This is unbelievable. He's all got swimmy vertices on and everything. I can't hit them. I can't hit them.
Can you hit the guys back at him? Or do you just have to survive for long enough?
Ah,
Oh, there you go.
they've got a weak point that they expose. This is unbelievable.
This is so cool.
Again, in terms of like clearly having a lot of love for clearly having a lot of love for the source material, right?
Yeah.
The people who made Astro's Playroom love the PlayStation so much. Oh, jeez. Astro, I love you. Hello? Oh, our aspect ratio's back. That dinosaur got HD.
Yeah, they did.
Oh my god, the music got cool as hell as well.
They're cute. That's a
They
good
are
dinosaur.
really cute, aren't they? They've got like big cartoony features. Oh, those AoE markers. This is so good. Uh-oh. I don't know, Matt. I would still be really here for an Xbox version of this. I don't think I could bring myself to fight. Oh, who's the Xbox 360? Jay Allard?
Major Nelson.
Who's Major Nelson?
He is an Xbox community guy.
Oh, I truly do not remember that name at all. I was never that
Jay
much of an
Allard
Xbox
is also.
person. Ah, like isn't Jay Allard effectively what? Oh, who's the PlayStation? Mark Cerny? The
Yeah.
tech guy behind the PS4.
I think so. I remember that also because there was a level in Space Giraffe called The Eyes of Allard, and you could see Jay Allard's face like watermarked over the level.
Oh dear me, that's very funny.
Have I told the story on stream about when I embarrassed myself by walking up to a man and asking if they were Jeff Minter?
No, but I think you should.
It was in a board game cafe in Birmingham. Chance Encounters. It's in the. It's at the Custom Factory. It rules. Go there if you get the chance. There was this chap sitting there with like long white hair. He kind of had like a short goatee as well, and he really looked like he had that kind of look to him. So I walked up to him and said, "Sorry, I feel like I should recognize you. Did you design ZX Spectrum games in the 80s?" And he said, "No."
It's kind of a rude thing to say to someone. I respect you having the candor to do that. Also, I would like to say, just completely agree with Callie in that Blinks the Time Sweeper needs to be remembered. I genuinely really enjoyed Blinks the Time Sweeper when I played it a very long time ago. I think I played it when I got a 360. I don't know, Blinks is cute.
It's not a grave insult. It was a compliment.
It's like an aesthetic read, right?
Yes, exactly. I played the demo for Blinks the Time Sweeper in a game and thought, this is incredible. And it didn't play more than the first level, so maybe that's why I feel that strongly about it.
I still think the gimmick is incredibly cool. Like, time
Yeah.
manipulation is always really impressive, right?
Did you play Prince of Persia: Sands of Time?
I did not, but I gather it's very, very good, and I know, I'm gonna get killed with a beam! That's not what I know. I know that a dear friend of ours rates that game very highly, and I think Let's played it back in the day.
I absolutely love Sands of Time.
I want a PlayStation trophy. Oh, that's cute! Oh my god!
Keep going.
Sorry, I forgot we're in HD now. But bosses take more than 3 hits.
Yeah.
You get to make an OC and Blinks too! Oh, this one will really hurt. It's platinum. Oh my god, it's making like tin can noises coming from my controller.
Oh!
Oh, but they're so cute. Why did we have to fight? Yeah.
Yeah. Aww.
What an unbelievable little... Wait. Oh! Wait, if you hit the rock... Oh. I love a game that has playable credits. What an unbelievable little free experience to include with the console.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of genuine love for... It's weird to say PlayStation, because it's like a brand and stuff like that, right? But the games that so many people have poured their heart and soul into over the last however many years... I mean, it said 1994, right? Like, the last however many years that is. Like, it's like there's a reverence for it almost, right? The people who worked on this care an awful lot, and I think that's adorable. Clearly, they also grew up with it.
PlayStation isn't as a brand, like, I've seen it, like, very much evolve me a part of people's lives. Like, I remember there was an advert a few years ago that was like somebody's bedroom and how every 3 or 4 years it would change, and you'd see like the person like replace the posters and replace the decorations they had in there as like each new iteration of the PlayStation would be released. And it was this really, really lovely like message, like heartfelt thing for the community, I suppose, not just for saying look how good the PlayStation is. That was only marred by a Kasabian poster showing up at one point.
Very specific marring for British indie kids.
Yeah.
I knew that was something you don't touch. It's sort of weird. Like I struggle to find my feelings about it because ultimately stuff like that is marketing, but it also is kind of touching, you know?
Yeah.
Like I want to believe stuff like that is done out of genuine love for like the community.
I think there can definitely be people who are working in the marketing side who are making calls about that also have a love for the brand.
Oh,
right?
100%, absolutely. Like stuff
They
like
gave
that.
us a thank you for playing.
I love a thank you for playing. It's thank you for making Asobi.
Yeah.
That's like people were chatting about this in the Discord a little bit earlier today about like pack-in games. I struggle to think of pack-in games anyway because it feels like there actually aren't that many in the grand scheme of things. Like they don't come with every console, and how often does a console get launched, right? But it's hard to think of a pack-in game that comes close to this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is an adorable little experience. Also, thank you to all of those people who let Sony use their games for this.
Yeah.
We got to see Vib Ribbon today. We got to see Medieval today.
I got to go back and see a JPEG of Raziel today.
You got to Google Legacy of Kain.
Is Raziel in this one?
It turns out, yes, we just didn't see them. I'm Robin, I'd like to offer you a personal apology for missing Raziel from Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver.
It's okay. We got to see the Maiden in Black from Demon Souls.
We did! Were there any other references we missed that... Because I imagine we didn't see all of them, right? That we may be excited to hear about. Does anyone at home know any ones?
We missed Crunch Bandicoot.
Yeah.
I'm just having a look at this list that I pulled up here.
Oh, huge shout out to Alex Kidd in Miracle World as well.
Yeah. We missed Days Gone.
Days Gone? What's Days Gone?
That's a zombie game where you play as a biker and they don't call them zombies, they call them freakers.
Stop making up lies. Oh dear me. I feel genuinely warm and fuzzy thinking about this.
Yeah, this was such a fun experience.
I'm gonna go pull the gacha an awful lot of times. But it's also...
Oh, there was a Silent Hill 2 somewhere in there as well.
We missed Silent Hill 2!
We missed Silent Hill 2. There was a Pyramid Head dragging somebody about by the leg.
Oh, I am actually sad about missing that one. We would have got excited about that one. Also, again, it's really worth saying, the soundtrack for this is so good!
Yeah, for real.
Just the whole thing
Kenny Young, you did a good job.
You really did. The whole thing went so much harder than they needed to, and I really love it for that. This does make me think more fondly of my PS5. I like it now. It has character to me. It's got Astro inside.
Yeah, PS5 got games. It got one game.
It's got Disgaea 7 if you live in Japan. Wait, is that PS4 still? I don't know. It's got... Actually, the thing is, I'm sure there are games, they're expensive. You know?
Yeah.
Like, that's my main criticism of both the PS5 itself and also this generation of games. It's like $70 for a game now, right?
Yeah.
Games are hard to make and take an awfully long time, but also money is hard to get.
No, I can't say the PS5 has got a game. It's got Demon's Souls because that was a PS3 game.
It's a remastery remaking thing, though. Is that
Gonna
good?
get in trouble.
Does anyone know if I should get the Demon's Souls remake? Because I've never played Souls.
Apparently, it is missing some of the charm of the original, but also it's the original is going to be very hard to track down.
We get 100 cool points. No. Sorry, Robin.
Ooh, that's nice of them.
And you also get cool points at home, everyone. Oh wait, Demon's Souls is on PS, but thank you, Blue Robin. I will get on that immediately. Also, Ivy is right. There is a PS5 game I do really want to play. Ratchet and Clank, It's About Time.
Yeah, I want to see that one.
We should play that one together.
Oh yeah.
I want to see how many cool points we get for getting through the whole thing. Yeah, like I know people have a lot of Demon's Souls opinions about it. I'm really interested to see, because I think one of the reasons I'm so interested in Demon's Souls is that coming from the perspective of someone who has, at this point, played a lot of Dark Souls games, right? I've played all of the Soulses up to, well, all the Soulses and also all the FromSoft games except for Elden Ring. Demon's Souls seems so weird. I would really want to.
That's what I've heard about
it. Oh, see, why would you want to spend your cool points when you've amassed them, though, Max? I want to hold on to my cool points.
The rich get richer.
Can you get interest on being cool?
Gotta open up a cool point savings account.
Remember to put your cool points in an ISA. Save up.
Alright, we're on to the ISA bants now. I think we might need to end this.
Hey, you started this.
I know, and I'm finishing it.
Well, thank you so much, Robin, for playing Astro's Playroom with me.
Danny, thank you ever so much for showing it to us. I had a lovely time with this.
I've been really excited to play through this together for a while, knowing we're both PlayStation kids, right? So like we've been targeted by this very heavily, right?
Yeah.
But even so, I think this is so warm and so charming. Even if you don't know the references, the worlds are so lively and cute that even like someone coming to this for the first time is going to have a slightly weirder time, but I think they'll still really like it.
Definitely.
It's actually something after the credits. Should we actually skip? But the cool points! Do you want me to skip?
Let's see what happens. No.
One more thing. One more thing. Hi, Astro.
Calling it one more thing is very funny.
What can it be? Headphone? What?
What?
What is this? That's the biggest headphones I've ever seen. Look how chunky that is.
Look how textured that is.
That's gorgeously rendered.
Oh my god.
I do not remember the Pulse headphones at all. One more thing. Do you remember the Pulse 3D headphones? Oh, the bunny's so nice. The little guys are so nice. It's the PS5 robot that looks at you!
Looks like a clamor, they're right.
They are, they're so right. What's the Pokemon that's a clam? Cloyster?
Cloyster? Sheldon.
The baby version. Yeah, Sheldon Pokemon. It looks like Sheldon Pokemon. Are these all going to be PS? Yeah! I've got that! I'm holding that right now! Look.
It's in your hands now. That's fun.
That's the hole I have to blow in to make things move. Oh my god, it actually does it. I was wondering if it did it. Yeah!
Oh, nice. Wait, what happens if you press the buttons?
It does the thing.
Ah.
Look. Oh, it won't do what... It does do R2, 'cause that's how I zoom in. This is so cute. They actually made it work as an extra level. Oh yeah, they totally do, Callie. They just go in, because the DualSense is all white, so it's a little hard to see things happening with it.
Oh, right.
Is it going to do the PS5 startup?
I don't know what that looks like.
That's a PS5. We got it. We got it.
It really does look like Seto Kaiba, doesn't it?
I really like it, though. I mean, I like Yu-Gi-Oh, so of course I would. I think this is a cool-looking thing. Like, it has so much more charm than other consoles do at the minute, I think. There's those they're blue now!
Gotta respect them for not just, like, putting out a grey slab.
It's an interesting slab.
Don't know what Xbox are doing.
Strong Bad, you're absolutely right. This is the hard thing to fit in your house. That's the one criticism. We did it! Oh, it's going to put the PS5 in the middle. That's cute.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I have half of those things. Can we track down every artifact? Could we smack a Sony computer? Where's the Sony computer logo? Because I have no idea where that would be. I will smack it if you know where it is, but it is about bedtime. It's on a wall. Any idea in what room it would be in? Around the room? Tell me if you see any Sonys. There's loads of buttons everywhere. I don't know if all these buttons serve any purpose in this room.
What a lovely thing for them to put out for free.
It's such
that's kind of what's getting me.
Yeah.
I had people like talking about this, saying it could be a Game of the Year contender when it came out, and honestly, like seeing it, I don't really disagree with them. What a lovely, heartfelt experience.
I am going to remember this for quite a while, I think. I can't find the Sony. Am I just missing something? Are you sure it's in here? I'm gonna go hit those headphones.
Yeah. I'll go do a gacha pull.
Let's do some gachas.
It will amuse me.
We get to crunch some more cans. We've got 9 whole gachas.
It's a lot.
Crunch. I'm so hungry for orbs. Please feed me orb. Boomerang.
Boomerang!
That's cheeky. Well, yeah, Robin. It would be lovely if Danny was in the gacha, but I don't think she will be. What is this? What is this? They made a PSP camera?
Sure.
The quality of that can't be any good.
No.
Oh wait, no, it says it's got
1.3
1.3 megapixels in it.
That's a lot of pixels.
4 more gacha. 4 more gacha. Hello, Luna Love. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Astro time. Oh, they're doing science on PlayStation. Oh, these little statues are so cute.
Yeah.
I would put one of these in my real house. Crunch. Do you reckon the Sony one is going to be that last gold one in there?
Probably, yeah.
Crunch. Oh, they're playing the PS3 together. They're playing Botcharted. Oh, well, I'm out of coin now. I'd have to go get more to see Sony logo. Oh, that art on the walls is so pretty as well. This whole thing's got such a style.
It's so nice.
Right. I think it's about time that we went to bed.
Yeah.
It's been absolutely lovely checking this out, but we're very sleepy now.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. It was very nice to show you PlayStation. Hang on, let me go a little bit higher up so we can see. Wait. Ha 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 ha.
Put yourself inside.
Put myself inside. I'm PlayStation now.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a gun on the roof?
Yeah, it's hanging from the rafters.
What? Wait. Oh! Yeah, sure, put that there, why not? God. Okay, I know I just said we had to go to bed, but Robin, can we sit and play Monster Rancher for 3 hours, please?
No, we all have work in the morning.
I want to play Monster Rancher. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone at home. It has, as always, been an absolute pleasure. It is time for us to go to bed, but we'll see you again very, very soon. Until then...
Good night.
Bye-bye.